To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hey everyone, welcome to Magic on Main Street. I'm Sean.
I'm Tabitha.
And I'm Kenzie.
Our family has spent years living the Disneyland lifestyle. As an ex-cast member, Magic key holders, and Disney Vacation Club members, Disney has been at the center of our adventures.
We're here to bring you the latest on everything from Disneyland. Disney history and trivia, merch, shows, attractions, and of course, food.
And we're always on the hunt for those hidden Mickeys.
So pull on those yellow tabs, keep your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside, and get ready for some magic.
This is Magic on Main Street.
Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
Wow.
I'm just going to say, we kind of snuck this in last week, but I'm just going to call it, I love our new intro. Mm-hmm. I love it.
It's really good.
So we are in the middle of rebranding. So we had mentioned a few episodes ago, like we're not getting rid of the podcast. Like this is how we started. This is how we're going to continue. Like we're going to continue to do this show, of course. But we've added a lot of video stuff, and so like we are rebranding kind of who we are, but we're also going to rebrand the show. And so like this old guy, it's done us well for the time that it's given us. But we're moving forward with a new logo, new styles, new everything. So we're really excited about it, and it's all starting with that new intro, and I love it.
Hooray!
Mostly because I made it. I really like it a lot. So I'm really glad. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is episode 79 of the Magic on Main Street podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Tabitha.
And I'm Kenzie.
And with us as always is Scar the kitten and the unusually quiet, nope, I jinxed it.
I told you.
The loud Arthur.
He's a sheepy boy.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to the show. We have a lot to cover. As we have been redefining and reinventing what we do, what we offer, we've run into some things with like timing and figuring out how to do an episode a week like we always have, while also introducing this new video thing. And I'm going to be the first to admit, I am learning video editing as we go. Like this has all been like a very big learning experience for me. And I think I finally got it.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Thank you.
It all looks great.
Thanks.
It all has looked great. So.
I appreciate that. I've put out some fun videos. We're doing some ride-through videos, POVs. Our last trip is now in full video format, so you can see exactly what we did on our last trip. We're just trying to do more and more, but we're also trying to maintain like what we do here on the podcast. So with that, our timing has been a little bit off, but let's be honest. When has our timing ever been on?
We also had kind of a weird couple of weeks because of some personal things.
Oh, yeah. The saga continues. Tabitha had some work issues, and she is now looking for another job.
If anybody knows of anything,
It's
you
terrible.
guys know my email, you know my socials.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
We just keep running into issues, and Tabitha is a dedicated hard worker, and she just got pooped on. So, it's not fun.
We will persevere.
We will persevere because we're a family.
Aww.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome to the show. We have so much to talk about. So first things first, please hit the subscribe button. Ding, 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 ding.
Should we all do this?
Yes, I'll do this. And then also to everybody who's been with us, welcome back. Thanks for being a dedicated member of this family. For those of you that are new, welcome. We're happy to have you. Please take your shoes off at the door. We're trying to save the carpet. But yeah, so lots to talk about on this episode. So we've got some new news about turnstiles at the Disneyland Resort, a new Alice in Wonderland feature in Fantasyland, a run-in with the law at Disney California Adventure. That was not good. There's a new hit on Disney Plus that we're excited about. And we're going to have a friend of ours on the show. So we're going to be discussing navigating the parks as a neurodivergent human with our friend Kim.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
A lot of great info.
Yeah, it's going to be some really good info on how to just get around the parks if you or your family member or somebody you know is neurodivergent and suffers from, sensory issues or anything like that. We're going to help you figure out how to do this the best way possible. Mm-hmm. So, lots to talk about. Lots of information coming your way. So let's just get to it, right? Mm-hmm. Kaylin, bring them in.
Magic on Main Street podcast, perfect for Disney fans. Magic on Main Street podcast, talking about Disneyland. Magic on Main Street podcast, for when you're making your Disney plans. Magic on Main Street podcast, Sean and Tabitha will be right back. They're back.
We are, in fact, back.
Hooray!
All right, well, let's do some shout-outs. First, I want to thank our friends over at Laura Lumineer. It's a girl on Facebook who talks about Lorcana. She's been doing a lot of Lorcana stuff, and I won a contest.
Facebook?
I'm sorry, did I say Facebook?
Yeah.
Who says Facebook? On Instagram, Laura Lumineer, LOREILLUMINEER. On Instagram. She had a really cool contest, and I won, so I'm giving her a shout out because I'm thankful. Let's see. Got some packs of Lorcana cards. Got 3 packs there. Got, a cool little, is this blocking? Oh, a bunch of, good cards. Got Wreck-It Ralph. Scar, Vanellope. Nope, get out of here. We've got a bunch of cards. These are stacked full of cards.
Where's the Oh, thank you.
Oh, how cute! It's a little Fix-It Felix Jr. wallet. I might actually put this in my bag. You are not taking this. This is mine. And then the pièce de la résistance. Wreck-It Ralph. How cute is this? Thanks, Sierra. Thanks, Laura Lumineer, for the awesome giveaway. I'm so honored that I won, and I'm so happy to start using my new Lorcana cards. So thanks so much for putting that together. I won a bunch of Lorcana cards, a Wreck-It Ralph Loungefly, a Fix-It Felix Loungefly wallet, some exclusive cards. I'm really excited about that. So thanks so much. All right, I do want to also give a shout out to our buddies Hometown Haunts. Kenzie did a photo shoot with them and a music video with them, wearing their Dopey shirt. And it was such a cool video. We love that brand. And I'm actually wearing one today. It says Uncle Walt on it. I love this shirt.
I'm wearing one too.
Oh, yeah, you are. You got the Star Tours one on. Yeah. They make really cool shirts, more alternative style, so rock band t-shirt kind of thing. We actually spent some time with the owners, Justin and Alicia, over the weekend. We did a little meetup with them. They have really cool shirts, and I'm really honored that our family gets to be a part of their journey as models for their brand. So thank you so much for having us, and thank you so much for the awesome designs. We love them so much. They're so cool. I have a Star Tours one as well. It's one of my favorite shirts. The one I have actually looks like it has stars all over it. It's pretty cool. So if you want more awesome t-shirt options for, your Disney trips, you can find them at hometownhaunts.co. They have a ton of great shirts readily available. They do print on demand on their shirts, so you can find any of their designs readily available at any time. They've got a great selection. You can also find them on Instagram. Please give them a follow at hometown_haunts. Yeah, check them out. I wanted to give a shout out to our friend Shell. She has been kind of my Instagram sage. She's always like super positive, always being very motivational, sends messages when she knows we're going through some stuff, really helps out with like my mental health. Obviously, so does my family, but it's nice to have somebody on the outside as well. So I want to give a shout out to my friend Shell, and I really hope that your buddy Jim is doing well. Jim was sick. Jim's their cat.
Aww.
So, hope that's well.
Feel better, Jim.
I want to give a really special shout out. This is like a shout out of all shout outs to my friend Nicole. You know Nicole because I've mentioned her so many times because of the hats she's made me. She made me the one that has the Disneyland date nighters. She made a Big Owl one. She made me a Canoes one. She's making me a Mad Hatter one right now. But she actually, I'm gonna call us out because we actually we were using a website for all of our Walt Disney quotes for Quote of the Week, and it turns out the site we were using didn't fact check at least one of them, because last episode's Quote of the Week was not a verified quote from Walt Disney.
Dun, dun, dun.
And she called us out on
Gosh.
and she called us out on it, not in a bad way, but she was like, hey, just so you know, like, this is not a verified Walt Disney quote. It's been floating around the internet forever, and it sounds like something he would say, but it's not verified as coming from Walt Disney. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And so I put up something on our story saying, hey, like, we don't want to spread false information. Like, we're not about that. Like, we're calling
Look
ourselves
at us
out.
being better than politicians.
But she was like, oh, well, you know, I sent you something to, you know, hopefully help with that. Because I told her, you know, we don't want to be somebody that's spreading misinformation. We want to be telling the truth at all times. So she sent us something. She sent me the official Walt Disney quote book.
She's the sweetest.
She is the best. She really is great. So we're going to be using that moving forward for all of our Walt Disney quotes. And it's nice because it's broken out by topic. So some of it's about the parks, some of it's about business, some's for family. So we're going to be using that moving forward for our quote of the week. So Nicole, thank you so much for the book. Like, that is so sweet of you for sending. Thanks for calling us out and keeping us honest. We always want that.
Thank you.
Also want to give a shout out. Now that kind of all of our we've gotten a lot of Halloween stuff out of the way as far as merchandise goes. So I do want to shout out a friend of ours on Instagram who sent me this awesome hat. I think I mentioned it maybe once in the passing on the show.
When you first got it.
Yeah, so I want to just say thank you to vacationpatches.com for sending over this awesome hat. It's Star Wars, obviously, so it's got lightsabers, and it says Sabers Up, and then Sabers Up in Arabesh here. They have some really cool hats. If you're a rope dropper, they've got one that says Rope Drop Crew. They've got all kinds of really cool stuff, so check out vacationpatches.com, and if you happen to purchase something, make sure you use Magic at checkout for a special discount.
Dang.
Yeah. And then I'm going to give a really awesome special shout out to our friends Allie and Paul. We got a really nice email about a month ago, and it was like, hey, like, we listened to your show. We love what you do.
It was a little longer than a month ago because it was when we were in Florida that we got it.
Oh, you're right. It was because
So
she was like, stop answering
end
emails.
of July. Yeah.
Yeah. So she sent us a really nice email and was just like, hey, we love your show. We love the information you're putting out there. Like, we would love to take you to lunch when we're out there in September, end of September. So I was like, of course, like, let's figure it out. And so we actually, and we'll talk about this during our last trip segment a little bit. But we met them at Lamplight Lounge, and they were just a lovely couple. Paul is just the sweetest man, and Allie has a lot of Disney knowledge because she's been coming for decades. And so she brought out an envelope full of Disneyland ride tickets. You know, they used to do the A through E tickets. Brought out a bunch of those. She had an Indiana Jones translation card, which I haven't seen in decades. So that was really cool.
It's all right behind you.
It's all
It's
right
on our
behind me.
memorabilia
Oh,
shelves.
yeah, it is. Yeah, so I didn't realize she gave us the ticket. I thought she was just showing.
No, she gave us one.
Yeah, so there's
She gave one to Katie and Vinny too.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know that. So this is a B ticket, and this was for either Main Street Cinema, Casey Jr. Circus Train, or the Swiss Family Treehouse. This is so cool. And then also the Indiana Jones Adventure translation card. So we're going to go through and we're going to get videos and pictures of all of the messages on the walls, and we're going to do a translation because Kenzie wants to do that. So pretty cool.
It was definitely one of the best lunches, best afternoons we could have ever asked for.
Yeah,
it was so much fun
we had
to
a really
sit
good
there
time.
and chat with her.
Yeah, it was cool. She was a really cool lady.
And me and her got some pumpkin espresso martinis
Yes,
that
you
were
did.
just so good.
We all got so we went to Lamplight on the boardwalk seating area, and we got
Not boardwalk seating.
Not boardwalk. I'm sorry, not boardwalk.
We just sat outside.
What is it called down there?
It's just the restaurant.
That's just the lounge, I guess. There's no special word for it. Anyway, we sat right by the water. It was a beautiful view, beautiful day, beautiful meal. We tried the chilaquiles.
Beautiful company.
And beautiful company. We spent some time over in Hollywood Lounge with them, grabbed some drinks, and just talked. It was really cool to just hang out with some people that we maybe would have never met if it wasn't for Disneyland and this show. So thanks so much for lunch. It was such a good time. It was a pleasure to meet Allie and Paul. It was so good to just do that with some new folks. So really cool. So thank you so much for that. And then last, we've been hit with a lot of like sad stuff in the Disney world, and today is no different. We actually just lost Ken Page, who's known for his voice acting skills as Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas. I heard his voice today out in front of DCA, and it actually made me really sad. He was a very accomplished actor, musical theater guy. He did a lot. He was a cabaret singer. He was very accomplished, and his voice is so iconic in Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm going to give him a special tribute with a well, what have we here? Rest in peace, man. Your voice will live on in history.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, that was Shoutouts. Up next is Disney Lost and Found. If you lost this mini ear headpiece, we found it in the tracks on Main Street. So
And it probably has horse.
it's probably not there anymore. It's covered in horse pee. So I'm sorry about that.
Yikes.
Okay, let's move on to birthdays. Birthdays, celebrities, the wonderful, the brilliant, the iconic,
The queen of the
the
universe.
queen of the universe.
The queen of Genovia.
Yeah, Queen of Genovia, for sure. And then everybody's favorite nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julie Andrews, happy birthday. One of our favorite captains, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson.
I love her.
Zach Galifianakis,
You should be off-putting.
you should be off-putting
Because you're fat.
because you're fat.
You shouldn't eat any more pudding.
I get it. Rocker Sting, and then Susan Sarandon.
I love her so much.
If my camera is bouncing all over the place, I apologize. I'm going to fix this next time. I haven't
noticed it.
Okay, good, because I keep seeing it. I have this weird tripod, like, in the middle of my... I need to record our setup one day.
No, it's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare.
If there was a fire and we had to get out of here,
Oh, we'd die. Yeah, we would absolutely
That's not funny.
We would absolutely be dead.
yeah.
That
Can you imagine that's the last thing we hear?
And you'd play it.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
funny.
you would play it for sure.
This show gets morbid sometimes. All right, on to my mustache is driving me insane. It keeps ending up in my mouth.
Ew.
I know, it's driving me insane. All right, I'll probably cut that out, or maybe I won't. Who knows? Editing is hard. Okay, as far as our friends go, we've got our friend Amanda,
who just celebrated 15 years with the Disney company.
Yes, she did, and
I
many
thought
of
you meant on Earth.
15 years on Earth. Many of you have seen Amanda, and you have no idea that you have. She is one of the. She's a Disneyland icon.
Truly.
She really is. She's famous across the world. People have seen her all over social media, in the park. She's a very famous cast member. And I'm not going to tell you why. Anyway, no, that would, we don't get involved in ruining magic. So anyway, happy birthday, Amanda, and happy 15 years. You're a legend, and we adore you, and you know that. Tabitha, you're kind of aunt.
That's my aunt,
family
Maida.
friend, Maida.
My mom and her have been best friends for like 30 plus years, so that's my aunt.
Yeah.
Since way before I existed.
Yeah. Adrian. Which Adrian? We know so many Adrians.
Adrian from San Diego.
Okay, Adrian. Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. Happy birthday, Adrian. One of the best DJs
Oh, heck yeah.
ever. Yeah.
You're ever out in Hillcrest and you have the chance to see Kinky Loops, go
If
see
you
Adrian.
if you've been into the any of the nightclubs or bars in Hillcrest in San Diego, like you've probably
Seen her.
seen her DJ. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's great. Kenzie's friend Grace. It's hard to say which Grace it is because you have two friends named Grace, and they're both Grace B.
Yeah. It's
Is
the
one
young-
taller
Don't
than the
don't
other?
say her last name.
No.
Is
I
one
was not
taller
going
than
to.
the other?
Yeah.
Oh, can we do tall Grace, short Grace?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she
So-
tall Grace or short Grace then?
Short Grace.
Okay, short
You
Grace.
know
Short
who
Grace.
Tall Grace is.
I
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
But
I know
don't
who
their
tall.
heights.
I know who Short Grace is too. I just haven't seen them next to each other to know which one was which. But I think I do.
And they're both equally great Graces.
Yes.
Just so you know, I like both of them. I met both. I met
At your birthday
I met this
party.
Grace at your birthday party.
Yes, you did. But
So-
you've known other great.
I've known other Grace since last year.
Yeah.
Well, it's not other Grace.
It's Tall Grace.
It's tall Grace or short Grace. We don't have others.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday, Grace. That got really weird. Happy birthday to my buddy in Chicago, Jack. One of the best videographers, one of the best.
Oh, I love Jack.
Creative directors. Just a very talented man when it comes to video production. Happy birthday to you. Our buddy Denny from the 501st, one of the kindest guys I've ever known.
Seriously.
Another buddy from the 501st with the longest, luxurious red locks I've ever
My
seen in my
buddy.
life. Our buddy Kevin, who's getting married soon.
He's the one who broke the ice for me when we went to our first 501st meetup and just began making fun of me from the moment I sat down with my beverage.
Oh.
And I've loved him ever since.
Yeah, really good guy. Really cool guy. My, let's just say stepsister, Denise,
Yeah.
and my friend Tina Brown. She
From
is
Colorado?
No, I met her when I worked at Pachanga. She was a very loyal customer, and she was always entering our social media contests and sharing our content. And she was just a great advocate for the business and such a kind person. And so,
I remember now.
yeah, happy birthday to you, Tina. Here is everybody's song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Amanda, Maida, Adrian, Grace, Jack, Denny, Kevin, Denise, and Tina.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Did Kenzie go mute?
Happy
Yes.
birthday.
No, I didn't.
Woo.
Kenzie forgot how to talk. Happy birthday to all of you. We
didn't
are
hear a
so
single word out of your
no.
mouth.
She
I
failed
said
at this
every
one.
single one.
In your head.
No, I said every single one.
Happy birthday, guys.
Kenzie had a.
Guys, I said every single one out loud.
right. Well, that was our shout outs and birthdays. Up next, it's This Week in Disney History.
It's time for This Week in Disneyland History. We talk about things that happened in the past. Like 1928 when Walt Disney's trademark application for Mickey Mouse was filed with the United States Patent Office. Oh my.
Oh, my indeed. In 1955, in Anaheim, California, the Disneyland Hotel opens opposite the main exit of Disneyland. Although a 104-room hotel, just 7 rooms are ready for the public. An 8th serves as the hotel's office and lobby. The first hotel guests are Mr. and Mrs. Robert Arnone of Inglewood. Owned by the Rather Corporation, the Disneyland Hotel will be fully functioning by August 1956. That's so funny. Walt was just flying by the seat of his pants.
He's like, yeah, this'll work.
Yeah, just open. We'll figure it out. Also in 1955, Disney's second TV series, Mickey Mouse Club, is launched on ABC. It's a daily series featuring the talents of 24 kids known as the Mouseketeers, though over the next 4 years, the show will have a regular but ever-changing cast of preteens. Mickey Mouse Club also features cartoons, educational segments, singing, dancing, serialized adventures, and special guest stars. Led by adult leaders Jimmy Dodd and cartoonist Roy Williams, the show airs during the late afternoon pre-dinner hour, primarily aimed at a preteen audience. The Mouseketeers have already made their first TV appearance on the ABC broadcast of Disneyland's opening in July 1955. And that show would go on to have cast members like Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, JC Chazé, just the craziest.
Who's my favorite? Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. But of course, one of the originals was Annette Funicello, who was just an icon of her day. All right, 1960, Dixieland at Disneyland is held for the first time in the Anaheim, California park for a low admittance fee of $4.50.
I wish.
Guests are entertained by 6 different bands throughout the park until 1 a.m. Groups include Bob Crosby and the Bobcats, Joe Derensburg and the Dixie Flyers, Teddy Buckner, the Elliott Brothers, the Disneyland Straw Hatters, and Dick Cathcart. In 1989, to where?
Can we travel back in the time?
To 1960?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to go to Dixieland at Disneyland.
That
sounds so cool.
In 1989, a state-of-the-art Disneyland marquee is unveiled in Anaheim. The new sign is 50% taller than its predecessor, which had stood at the Disneyland parking entrance on Harbor Boulevard since 1958. And that's the sign that John Stamos owns, I believe.
Is it really?
I think so, yeah.
Was he just have it in his backyard?
He owns it. Yeah. In 2003 at Disneyland, the Golden Horseshoe Variety Show performs its final show at 5:30 p.m. after more than 4,000 performances. Guests at the final performance include Wally Bogue, star of the original Golden Horseshoe Revue for over 27 years. And then in 2005, finally, Robert Iger, takes over as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. And I like Bob.
I do too.
Yeah.
Poor guy can't get rid of us.
No. He's like, I'm quitting. Oh, wait, I'm coming back.
Yeah, and then the board goes, no,
Yeah,
you
we
gotta,
have
so sorry.
this other Bob that's not really cutting it. Got to come back. All right, that was This Week in Disney History. Up next, it's the news.
This just in. Breaking news.
News.
I do want to just point out that in Walt Disney World, they are experiencing still some really terrible hurricane conditions.
Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, Hurricane Helene has wreaked havoc on the East Coast, North Carolina, Georgia.
Actually, just saw a video today of people at like a wedding venue in North Carolina going like the bride and groom going through and releasing the animals that were at the wedding venue because there was horses and like goats trapped. So they literally went in their wedding clothes and released all the animals.
That's
because
crazy.
they couldn't get out.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Susie, posted something just a couple days ago, and she's displaced. She was in North Carolina, and she's not her where she lived was not in good shape. So
Poor thing.
Yeah, we're thinking about everybody there. I hope that it's happened, and there's devastation, and I hope now that everybody out there at some point is able to rebuild. But yeah, we're thinking about all you over there on the East Coast. Sorry that you're going through that. All right, Disneyland news. Some law enforcement shenanigans have been happening at Disneyland Resort.
Very odd.
So I want to address this, and not because I want to be like a tabloid show. Like that's not the reason.
We are TMZ.
Kinda. DMZ. What does TMZ stand for? Do we know? Does anybody know?
I don't know. Let's Google it.
The money zinger, the much zealous, too much
Turtle monkey
zoop.
TMZ
Zebra.
stands for 30-mile zone after the historic Studio Zone at the intersection of West Beverly Boulevard and North La Cienega in Los Angeles. That was where they would usually get a lot of pictures of celebrities back in the day.
Oh, that's clever. All right, so we are the DMZ, Disney Mouse Zone. I don't know. We'll work on it. Anyway, there was a video it's still running across all of social media. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's everywhere you're going to see videos played. And this shows a woman being escorted out by Anaheim Police Department and Disneyland security with her 2 young children clinging to her legs, screaming for help. And it's very heartbreaking. And it's not funny at all. It's really sad. But I want to clear up some misconceptions because there's been a lot of, that we don't always take Disney's side. We definitely criticize where it's due. But I'm going to take their side on this one because a lot of people are saying, oh, they should have handled this a different way. Or they should have taken the lady backstage, or they should have created magic for the kids. And I'm like, you don't even know what happened. Mm-hmm. So here's what actually happened. A woman, for the multiple time, this has happened.
Multiple.
This has happened multiple times before. It's noted on her account. She would take her children, who are obviously
7
over the age of 3. And so, for context, if you have a child that's under 3, they don't have to pay for a ticket. You get them in for free. And it's a what do they call that? It's an honor-based system. If you tell somebody at the gate, yeah, my child's 3, they're going to say, great, have them come on in. If your child's 5 and you say your child's 3, they'll say, great, have them come on in. It's an honor-based system. But these kids were obviously over the age of 6. I mean, they're older kids. And she had scanned herself in. And when the cast member had, stopped her to say, like, hey, like, we need your child's tickets, she just pushed her kids through the gate and just kept walking. So the cast member scrambled, got security on the line. They finally caught the woman and her 2 kids in front of Jumpin' Jellyfish in DCA. So quite a while has passed, right? And so security had approached her. And when they approached her, they gave her the option, which this is not very well publicized either. They gave her the option to purchase the tickets right then and there. If you purchase the tickets for your children, no harm, no foul, go about your day. And again, this is not the first time she's done this. She fought, she said no, she argued, she resisted. They called the cops on her. She resisted the cops, and they hauled her out. That's it. She broke the rules, and she reaped the benefits of that, which was, Mickey jail.
Like, they gave you, like, you could have just gotten, like, straight in trouble. They gave you the option to, like, fix it and go about your day. Like, I don't feel bad for you. I'm so sorry.
I have zero sympathy for this lady. I have a lot of sympathy for her kids.
Yeah, because their mom sucks.
Why do they, they don't, yeah, for sure. Their mom does suck. But, like, they don't know what's going on. All they know is that this lady's being accosted by security and the police department, and she's in handcuffs. And there were a lot of people who were like, why did they have to handcuff her? Well, that's what you do. That's what the police do. I'm the furthest thing from a police sympathizer. The furthest thing. But that's their policy. You break a law, you go in handcuffs. That's just how it works. So for anybody that's saying, oh, Disney should have handled it a different way, the police should have handled it a different way, the lady broke a law. She was taken into custody by the police department. They followed all of their policies and procedures that they have in place for everybody that's under arrest. They did what they were doing, and that's what they do. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's really no way about it. That's
Case closed. Moving on.
All right. So, moral of the story is, if you're going to lie about your children being 3,
maybe be closer to 3 than 7.
Be better. And if they approach you and say, hey, buy a ticket or get out, maybe buy a ticket. Or get out. Don't fight the cops.
Just buy the ticket.
Oh, these people, man. Oh, okay. All right. Let's talk about closures.
I kind of went a little bit out of order on accident.
Oh, this is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Splash Mountain doesn't exist anymore. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is going to be opening on November 15th. I'm hoping it's sooner than that. I was talking to Mondo today from Five Fires, the Cali Bay on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And we were like, man, why didn't they give us Magic Key previews like they did AP previews in Florida?
Maybe they will.
When?
Never.
When?
We've got a month.
Cast member previews start in October.
Well, yeah, I think they only did a week of, pass holder previews.
No, they did like a month.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I thought they did a week.
It was a long time.
Don't mind me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So that's hopefully opening sooner than November 15th, but definitely November 15th. I saw that they were running logs today. Oh.
Sean's going through
Puberty's awesome. They were running logs today, back to back. So it was like they were actually running the attraction. They actually also had the cameras going. So there was flashes every time that they launched the...
Did you get video of that?
I did. It's right here.
Did you love it?
It was great. Anyway, so it's up. They also... I'll talk about that. So there's that. Critter Country is going to be reopening as Bayou Country. Lewis's Critter Club and Ray's Berets are going to be opening up November 15th. Hungry Bear Barbecue Jamboree is going to be opening up hopefully before November 15th, but at least November 15th. Critter Country Fruit Cart is already open. In that area, I saw today that they have made a lot of progress on the Haunted Mansion gift shop.
Good.
It's a building now.
Hooray!
It's an actual building. It's so cool to see.
We love buildings.
But it's so weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a building here.
Yeah,
it's so
I can
weird.
imagine.
Disney Railroad. Gosh, I keep kicking this. Dang. This is not good.
Stop getting happy feet.
I need a new solution for my camera. Disneyland Railroad is going to be closed for a while.
Yeah, we don't know when that's opening back up.
Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln is closed. No opening date there. Pixie Hollow is closed until October 14th. It's a Small World is going to be closed until November 14th. So remember we were talking about it being for the Christmas overlay?
I was right.
It is. I didn't think it was for that long.
I was right.
It's early though.
They closed it earlier than usual, so maybe they're doing something special for the 70th.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Or maybe they had something they had to fix in addition to doing.
Yeah. They have had flume problems for the past few years, so I'm wondering if they had another issue. What else? Dumbo the Flying Elephant was closed for a day. No big deal. World of Color 1 is going to be coming back at some point. Hopefully that's probably going to be for the Christmas show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No closures, but there's more news.
Let's do it.
Disney recently suffered a significant data breach after being hacked by Russia-based group Nullbulge. The attack compromised 1.1 terabytes of sensitive data, including Disney Cruise Line crew members' passport details, contact information for Disneyland Resort and Disney Cruise Line guests, and revenue data for services like Disney Plus and Genie Plus. The breach revealed that Disney Plus generated over $2.4 billion in the second quarter of 2024. Although Disney is investigating the breach, they confirmed it hasn't affected their operations or financial performance. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Imagine if it had affected their financial performance. What would they have ever done?
Yeah. So hopefully our data's safe. I mean, I've been
every other day I'm a part of a data breach.
I'm always in data breaches. I don't have anything that's safe
Take my
anymore.
social.
I'm pretty sure my school is.
You
like,
can
every
have
month.
all of my debt. It's fine.
Take my debt, but maybe build some credit. I mean, help
For
me out,
real.
you know what I mean?
As long as you're making payments, have
Make
whatever
the
you
payments.
want.
That's all I care about. There's a new Alice in Wonderland water fountain feature near the restrooms around the corner from Alice in Wonderland, and it's really pretty. Like, but on that same note, they also opened one over in Critter Country. That it's still Critter Country until it becomes Bayou Country. That's Winnie the Pooh themed, and so the Alice in Wonderland one has Alice on top. It's got some really cool intricacies to it. The honey pot one for Winnie the Pooh has honey pot on top. It's got dripping honey down on it. Really cute stuff. So yeah, really cool. I like that. Magic key holders can save up to 20% on select rooms Sunday to Thursday nights between October 20th and December 19th. And that's going to be at the Grand Californian and also the villas at Disneyland Hotel.
If you would like to know more about the special Magic Key Holder offer, feel free to reach out to one of our sponsors, Traveling Tabs.
Not affiliated with the Magic on Main Street podcast or Avatar Media. Really cool progress, I guess. So months back, way back, we had talked about how they were going to be bringing new turnstiles to the resort, Disneyland Resort. And so they had installed some at DCA. And they did tests every once in a while, and it seemed like the process was slower than like the normal process, because basically you would either scan your Magic Band or scan your ticket. It would read your face, maybe take a picture or capture that image, and then a set of gates would open up. And it was very slow. So they tested those for a few months. And then all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, they removed them. They're
Longer
gone.
than a week ago.
Was it longer?
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago.
I have no concept of time anymore.
No.
Yeah, so recently, they removed them. They're gone. But they've now installed another set of turnstiles, or they're installing them at DCA. And so the work on the updated entry gates at Disneyland Resort is going to begin on October 7th. And the first entry gates are going to go into the Disneyland Park West side. This is going to be, it seems, fully functional.
Which side's west?
Okay.
West is going to be...
West is the left side going towards downtown Disney.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. So the west side is downtown Disney side. All right, so I was wrong. So they're going to be doing that. The project is going to be done in phases and is set to be completed in 2025 at some point. But I'm really curious to see what they do, because it seems like the permits that they have in place are still for the automatic gates.
Okay.
So
maybe that's why they tested it, to see how they needed to speed up the technology.
Sure.
And now they're like, okay, we're good, and they're going to put it back in.
As long as they improved on that, because I watched it happen in real life, and it was the slowest process ever. And I was like, if this is every single person scanning a ticket, we're doomed. We are doomed. So yeah. There was an altercation in Fantasyland the other day. I don't know if you guys saw this on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram. There was a family yelling, like screaming at the evil queen. Do you know why?
No, I didn't even hear about this.
Because she was being the evil
Couple
queen.
gets mad at the evil queen for being the evil queen, LOL.
Wow, you're not an evil queen. That's ugly. That was straight ugly.
asking for a picture with your phone like this.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly. You have an ugly attitude. You have an ugly attitude. Being in court as evil queen.
I guess she didn't stop what she was doing to take a picture with a kid, and the parents were like lighting her up. They're like, "You're ugly. Like, you're being ugly. All you had to do was take a picture with her, and instead you were being an ugly person. Be better at your job." And the evil queen was like not having it. She was throwing her sass at him, and even Snow White was like, It was really funny.
That's so
They're
weird.
saying be better at your job. But
Yeah, she's being the best at her job. That's why you're yelling at her. It was so frustrating to see. Like, listen, if you go to Disneyland, if you go anywhere in the world, be kind to the staff, man. Like, you're mad because this person who's playing a pivotal role in the park, like making magic and portraying a character, and you're yelling at them for being good at what they do? Like, be better, human beings. Come on. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, good on you, Evil Queen. You did your thing, and we appreciate you for what you do. And Snow White, I'm glad you threw a little bit back at him, too, because that was awesome.
After years, how many years has it been?
A lot of years.
You can once again ride in the front of the monorail, which is a super awesome view.
Or the back.
Oh yeah, or the back.
It's the same.
It's a monorail.
Depends on which way it's going.
Stupid. But yes, it's super exciting. Really cool view. Which we have not been able to get yet because people swoop. And the second it started being available, people are just like, no, I'm going.
But also, like, I don't want to call anybody out on it, but like, when there's something special like this, you know, Disney people flock to things like this. Like, it's
sure.
just it's gonna happen. But the problem that I saw the other day when we took the monorail, which we'll talk about that, people were going like back and forth, just riding it back and forth. And I'm like, give people a chance, you know? Like, don't be crummy.
Which, for a long time, that loop you used to only be able to do one way, and they would make you get off and get back on.
They weren't making people get off.
People.
Yeah, so I don't know. Just be a good human. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, that was news. Up next, it's merch.
Let's talk about merch. Let's talk about a bunch of cool stuff. Let's talk about merch.
Power is super important in the park, so if you need some backup power for your phone or your camera or anything electronic, make sure you check out our special 2-for-1 fuel rods on our Amazon. Just head over to magiconmainstreet.com/fuel. All right. If you are in the market for a new water bottle, I have got the one for you. This is a water bottle made by a company called Owala. 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 I've got a lot of stickers on mine because I'm a child. I'm not an adult at all. But anyway, so the reason I love this water bottle is because it's got a pop-up top, and it's got this really cool feature where you can chug it.
It's called Free Sip.
Or it's got a little built-in straw right here where you just give it a sip. You can find this on our Amazon store at magiconmainstreet.com/Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, I love them.
They're pretty cool.
I will say, though, I love my Hydro Flask. Well, it's Vans, so I love that. It's got a waffle sole boot. I like the handle better on that. The handle on this is a little bit smaller. So, But I love this bottle.
Yeah.
It's been really helpful. Anyway,
like it.
it comes in 16, 24, and 32 ounces.
And 40.
And 40.
Oh, and 40. Right. So check out magiconmainstreet.com/Amazon.
Awesome.
Gosh, that was really fast.
It's on the screen.
Whole lot of stuff since we're a little bit behind. First of all, the Create Your Own headband collection got some new additions recently.
Yeah.
All of the Inside Out characters from the first and second movie.
All of them.
Well,
except for
emotions.
Bing Bong.
All
the
of the
emotions.
emotions.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we've got joy, sadness, anger, disgust. What's that guy's name? Fear? Is that his name?
Fear.
Is that his name? Is it Fear?
Yes.
I always want to say fright,
Fright?
but that sounds weird.
That is very weird.
Embarrassment, envy, ennui,
Or Kenzie, as we call her.
anxiety, disgust. I think I forgot. Was that everybody?
I think so.
Yeah. So they're all there. They're amazing. I love them.
They're cute.
Still haven't figured out who I want the most yet, which has been very hard.
And I was saying that I think everybody should be forced to buy a whole set of them, and then you wear the emotion you're feeling at the moment on your head.
I think that's a great idea.
So you're just like, oh, he's angry. I don't want to hang out with
Don't
him.
mess with him.
Yeah. Oh, he's embarrassed. Let's go make him feel better. You know, like, let's be good people.
I love that. And then there is also a bunch of new merch for the amazing new show, Agatha All Along.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
cool
so
too. It's good. I like it.
There's been quite a few things in the parks. There's been ears, a shirt, a tumbler, and then there's a bunch of stuff on DisneyStore.com that they haven't released in the parks. There's 3 other shirts, a hoodie, a zip-up, a flannel, and like a brooch that if you've watched the show, it's the same little like thing that they have.
Yeah, and a lot of the merch. Oh my goodness, my eyeball.
You're trying to explain something
without giving any sort of spoiler or
Yeah,
anything.
a lot of the merch is featuring that brooch, which a lot of people wouldn't really understand unless they watch the show. So, yeah, if you see that, that's what that is. It's her brooch.
Yeah. There's also a new addition to the Spider-Man web slinger.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to describe it, but I can't because I don't know how it works.
So it's like a.
Me and Kenzie were both like, but what?
Yeah.
Wait, was it you that was like, but what it like? What?
Yeah, I was so
I don't
confused.
understand. So
So
I
if
think
you've
you need
seen
to take
the old web slinger, the original one that came out when that attraction came out, you push the button and it shoots a string out and it retracts it.
Yes.
So it just shoots quick and retracts. This new one, and I'm glad they did this because that broke on our first day, and most people that I saw, it was broken.
Yeah.
It took a while for them to do it. I mean, it's what, 2 years now? But anyway, so this new one, it's basically a loop of string, and it's got a motor. It's attached to a motor that's constantly spinning it.
Sorry.
So a motor car. So the string loop is constantly spinning, and so it looks like it's just like there. It's just. It makes it look like like it's being shot.
Yeah.
But it's what it's really doing is it's spinning so fast that it's just like staying in one spot.
It's moving and grooving.
It's moving fast.
The whole time, like me and Kenzie were both, because there was these 2 kids that both had them like next to us when we were sitting there having, we're sitting in Hollywood Lounge, and me and her were both just staring at it like, how does that work?
But I'll tell you one thing.
I was not smart enough for it.
One thing about it that I don't like.
It's noisy.
It's loud.
Yeah, it is pretty
I
noisy.
don't like it. You'll hear later on in this episode when we talk about the neurodivergent thing, I have major sensory issues, and I've talked about it on the show before. And when those things were going off, I was like,
because it's just like,
I want to stab myself in the head.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but they are cool though. I like them. It's up there now for me with the Doctor Strange one.
Okay.
Because the Doctor Strange one has a spinny thing that makes it look like you have a portal opening. It's pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't normally talk a whole lot about pins because there are constant pin drops happening all the time. It's a lot to keep up with, and there is such a large variety that it's hard to like pin down. Thanks, Kenzie. Thank you. What to talk about, but there is a new set of pins. I don't know how many they've done in total, but they just caught my eye this most recent time that I was looking through merch. It's the Bi-Coastal Adventures collection, and they put out a new one just recently that is Dumbo. So on the left side of the pin, it has a flag at the top that's blue, and it has the Disneyland D, and then it looks like it's like a window. And on the left-hand side of the window, it's like an image of the Disneyland Dumbo ride. And then on the right side of the pin, it has a red flag with the Walt Disney World D. And then it has the like a little image to represent the Disney World ride.
Okay.
So it's showing the two coasts that, since we have like some rides in common, it's showing both like for west and east. I don't know. I thought they were really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm looking at them. They're really neat.
Yeah. And then it's got a little Timothy Mouse in the corner.
I like Timothy.
Super cute. I love it. So if Disney World and Disneyland both have your heart like they do mine, this might be a set that you want to kind of keep your eye on to see what other things they release for the Bi-Coastal Adventures.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my gosh, there is so much, you guys. I'm so sorry. Lots of ear headbands that have been released recently. There's been a new Iron Man ear headband come out. There has been, like I said, the Agatha ears. There has been a new Epcot Mexico headband that was actually out at World of Disney out here just recently. It's dark blue. It's got beautiful flower design on it. There's a new iridescent princess headband that was also at World of Disney.
Yeah.
Lots of new ones dropping. And we got a preview of a bunch of new Christmas ears that will... Oh my
gosh.
I almost died. I almost died. A bunch of new Christmas ears. They're like sprinkling some Christmas into the shops in the parks. But you can find a whole bunch of it on the Disney Store website. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But as of right now, we still are only getting Christmas preview is basically what they're calling it.
Yeah.
They have not done the full holiday drop, and they won't for a little bit longer. So this is the holiday preview that they've been promising. And I've heard mixed reviews already. I love it all. I've got a problem. I think I just like stuff. I love it all.
Yeah.
Which I'll get into more of the Christmas stuff in a second. But you have something on here for a Jedi training little...
Yeah, so they've got this really cool remote and hilt, and so it's inspired by Luke's training set in A New Hope. So it's got the little droid-type drone device that he would use to
when he has the helmet on and
it shoots little lasers at him. So yeah, it's similar to that, and so it obviously doesn't shoot lasers at you, but
I wish.
It comes with a training sphere and a lightsaber hilt. It's Luke's lightsaber. It's got a shortened built-in blade with an LED light on it, and the light changes color to designate strikes and blocks, which is pretty cool. It's got haptic feedback, which provides strike and block feeling. The training sphere is motorized, and there's 3 modes of play with varying levels of difficulty. And the sphere actually swivels and projects targets with blue and red LED lights for you to hit. And there's a digital readout on the base to keep score. It's pretty cool. It's got realistic sounds based on, the Star Wars saga. It's been used... it was also in The Rise of Skywalker, maybe?
Yes.
When Rey was training. So it's pretty cool. I like that. Another and that is, what was it? $89.99. And it's on Disney Store. Shop Disney. What is it? What do we call it?
DisneyStore.com.
Well, $89.99. That's not bad. That's rough. And then also I wanted to bring up, there is a friend of mine who was like, hey, my brother opened up an Etsy shop, and he's, he's got a Disney Halloween sweater he was really proud of, and he thought maybe you would like it. Do you remember Chris Finch?
It sounds extremely familiar.
So we met him at one of the Comic-Cons in Palm Springs.
Okay.
So this guy, it's really funny. So this guy, Chris, really nice guy. Him and his brother, they were in a Star Wars fan film. That's how we met them. So,
okay.
Yeah, so we met them because we were in the 501st at Star Wars. And so somebody in our group made a fan film. They were in it with one of our other friends. So anyway, this guy, Chris, he was, if anybody remembers, like back in the day when Madonna, it's such a weird twist. When Madonna was doing her live concerts, and there was a younger boy who would come on stage with her and dance, and she kissed him. It was like this big thing, like in the 90s, I would say. That's him. He was the kid. That's like his like awesome claim to fame. Yeah, it's super cool. But anyway, so his brother Nick, who was also in that, I believe in that that video, he opened up an Etsy shop, and it's called Coffee and Cab Designs, like a taxi cab. Coffee and Cab Designs. And he was showing me this crew neck sweater, which had a pumpkin that was comprised of little Mickey heads. And it's really cute. But I was like, oh, that's really cool. Does he have a hoodie? And he's like, hang on. And he comes back. He's like, he does now. And so now he's got this Mickey head pumpkin sweatshirt in a hoodie variant because I asked for it.
I love it.
So now I've got to buy one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I
You're on
wanted
the
to,
hook.
yeah. So as I had said in our last episode, I really like talking about small shops and promoting those. So this hoodie is $45. It's called the Mouse Ears Halloween Pumpkin Hoodie. It comes in like 6 different colors or something like that.
I love it.
It's $45. It's really cool. Yeah, it comes in white, black, ash, purple, forest green, sand, dark chocolate, and gold.
I love me a forest green.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab one of these before the season is over because it is Halloween and it is Disney. So here, I'm gonna send it to you guys so you can see it. It's really cute. So again, Coffee and Cab Designs on Etsy.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's all I had, I think.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
Isn't it cute?
I want one.
It's very cute.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So good job, Nick. Keep them coming.
We like it.
And it was funny because Chris was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you had your own clothing brand. I would have never brought this to you. Because he was like, hey, if you think of any other designs, let me know. And I was like, I sure will. And he's like, I didn't know you had your own clothing brand. And I was like, I don't. I just promote a lot of different clothing brands.
For sure.
He's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no. We don't have our own.
We don't have our own. Well, we will. Not a brand. We're not starting a clothing brand. Let me just get that clear.
I don't
we are not
have
starting,
the mental capacity.
No, we are not starting a clothing brand. However, when we get all of our new branding put together, we are going to offer hats, sweatshirts, T-shirts, and maybe a water bottle or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And on top of that, all of our Patreon subscribers will get one for free. I like for free. You get the free 99 discount.
Oh my gosh, we're dumb.
Yeah,
Moving on.
That was really strange.
Moving on.
Strange.
Moving on. There's
right.
still a lot
We have a lot of show.
of merchandise.
We're gonna be like the we're gonna be like the debates. We have a lot to cover, gentlemen.
Seriously. Gosh.
All right.
Okay, Forever 21 did a Villains collaboration with Disney.
Yes.
It's called the Villains Capsule. It's limited edition merchandise. They have a ton of stuff right now. They have a baddies only pullover and joggers that has Maleficent, Ursula, and the Evil Queen on it. They have a t-shirt. They have a notebook. They have this like varsity jacket that has it's black and white and it has the V on it for villains.
Villains.
And then on one patch on one arm, it's got the Evil Queen. I think it's just her on that arm. Yeah. And then on the other, it's got Scar and Hades. And then on the back, it says villains across the back, and it's got Maleficent, Ursula, and Cruella. Super cute. It's not too bad. Like the varsity jacket is $69.99, which from Disney or a different type of like Disney creator, like it would be probably a little bit more. So definitely not too bad. There's Ursula pajamas and a matching hoodie. There's villains PJ set. There's like a little villains romper. There's different t-shirts. They've got Scar. They've got multiple villains on some of them. They've got a Cruella hoodie, which is Dalmatian print on one side and then black on the other side, and then it's got a red and white C on the shoulder. They've got Dalmatian print pajama pants. They've got a Maleficent hoodie. They've got keychains. They've got little like plushy ear headbands. You know the little Doorables? Like that design of the villains? That's what they've got for the headbands. So all really cute. Not too bad on price. And easy to get if you are not near Disney, but you have a mall anywhere near you. I know. And then keeping with like some spooky stuff.
Spooky.
There is the new Cakeworthy What was
Sorry, I was booing you on accident.
There's the new Cakeworthy Halloween collab that is on DisneyStore.com.
Good for them.
Yeah, right?
Good for them.
Lots of really cool stuff.
They've always made really cool stuff, so good for them.
Yeah, and I want everything. They put out a bunch of flannels.
They always do something flannel for Christmas, and it's always great.
It's Halloween.
No, I'm saying like they always do a flannel for Christmas, and it's always great. So I would imagine the Halloween one is great.
Oh yeah. So they have a like black and gray one that has a vampire Mickey on the back. Oh,
you didn't link this one. I can't see it.
Oh, hang on. Let me. Yes, and then on the front of the flannel, it's got freaking bats.
Oh,
are you obsessed?
I have to have.
Are you obsessed?
Oh, they don't have my size though.
They're gonna restock. I already like double checked. They will be restocking.
Cute. I have to have this.
So they have that one. They have a pullover sweatshirt that's got like a little faux what's the like turtleneck. And it's got Mickey popping out of a pumpkin with some freaking bats. They did a Mayor flannel from Nightmare Before Christmas. They did a Dr. Facilier flannel.
Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Yeah, they did the Facilier. They did a Hades one. Super cute. I really want the Mickey Mouse one. The Mickey Mouse one is just super amazing, and I'm obsessed with it. I think that one is the one that I'm like, if I get like one more piece of Halloween merch and don't get any more at all ever, it would be that I would want to get. And I think you agree, Sean.
Yes. So Cakeworthy, I've been a fan of Cakeworthy's amazing and unique offerings for a while now, and I'm constantly inspired by your creativity and commitment to delivering fun and fashionable fandom attire. This brings me to a very heartfelt request. I've fallen head over heels for your Mickey Halloween flannel shirt. As a loyal supporter of both Disney and brands that bring their magic to life, I would be over the moon to own this piece. If there's any chance you could send me one, I can assure you that I will proudly promote on my social media, tagging you, supporting Cakeworthy with all the passion I have in my heart. I'll be a loyal brand advocate, showcasing your incredible products to my fellow Disney community, the members, and beyond. I believe in the power of collaboration, and would love the opportunity to support a brand I truly admire, thank you for your consideration, and I hope to hear from you soon. Was that desperate? XOXO, Sean.
Big kiss.
Big kiss, little kiss.
It was a little desperate.
I love that shirt. I want it badly. Can I have it?
I will do what I can to get it for you.
Okay.
Moving on. Christmas is among us.
Christmas is among us.
No, Halloween is among us.
No, Christmas is among us. There has been a handful of shirts scattered sporadically across Emporium and World of Disney.
And sporadically and scarcely.
Very scarcely. Yeah. But the big drop happened on DisneyStore.com. Well, not big drop, but the big preview drop happened. So we will start seeing more and more. There's going to be continuous other drops over the next month and some change. Lots of stuff is coming to us. If you want a sneak peek at what is coming, go to the DisneyStore.com. They have a whole holiday shop section that you can look at. I love majority of it. It's just I have a problem. I want the Merry Christmas spirit jersey desperately. They did 3 versions of that spirit jersey. They did a Merry Christmas, they did a Disneyland, and they did a Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
I want the Merry Christmas one really, really bad. But it's amazing. And Magic Key Holders.
Magic Key Holders. No, that's Magic on Main Street.
Are getting a Christmas merch pre-sale.
Yeah, right.
No, they are.
I don't believe this.
Oh, okay.
We don't get anything.
You don't have to believe it, but there you go. Hang on. Where did it...
I'm trying to follow your notes here. You're all over the place.
I'm jumping.
Yeah.
So starting October 4th at Disneyland while supplies last.
Of course.
Magic Key Holders can be among some of the first to purchase a limited quantity of pre-sale merchandise from the upcoming Mickey Mouse Family Christmas collection. You'll need to make sure you have your Magic Key Pass linked to your My Disney account and that you're logged into the Disneyland app. And you can do the pickup through mobile checkout.
Cool.
I couldn't figure out if it was certain times. There was no time listed. It just said available while supplies last, and it's at World of Disney in downtown Disney.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look into this because I want to post something about it on our Instagram, obviously. So there's going to be more information out there, and if there's a certain time frame, I will post that too. But I have a feeling it's going to be from when they open until they run out. Yeah. So I don't think there's going to be a set time. It's just going to be, hope you get it.
Yeah. Good luck to us.
Yeah. And then, I have 2 more things.
Okay.
The Kronk Angel and Devil shoulder pals.
They're so cute.
We got a video of them today, right?
I held them in my hand today, and they are so cute.
They're super cute.
And I will say they had plenty of them.
Good.
I saw them in Emporium. I was told they're also at World of Disney. I didn't get a chance to walk over to I didn't get a chance to walk over to World of Disney today, but they had plenty at Emporium over by the stuffed animals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love them so much. And then last thing for me, because I am obsessed with these sweaters and I'm going to get them. I don't know why I need them, but I do. There are new Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore fuzzy sweaters.
They're really cute.
The Winnie the Pooh one is a hoodie, and the hood has little Pooh Bear ears. And then the Eeyore one is just a crew neck, but it's just this buttery, fluffy feeling sweater.
Yeah, they're very soft.
With them.
They're very cute.
I have taken pictures. I've taken video of them. I love them.
Yeah.
There's a video I think of me messing with the little ear.
Yeah,
oh,
it's a really cute. It's a cute concept, and they're very soft, which I like.
Wait, are those the ones that I saw too?
Yeah.
They're so soft.
Yeah. They're so soft. I'm obsessed. I just want to get a 3X and just lounge
that we call that Kylie size.
Yeah, Kylie size. Okay, I think that's it for merch.
All right. Well,
for
that was a
now.
lot of merch. Cake worthy, please. I'll take a double XL. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. Up next, it's Hidden Mickey of the Week. No, it's not. Up next, it's Hidden Mickeys with the Kid.
It's time for Hidden Mickey of the Week. Looking everywhere, Kenzie's here to share the Hidden Mickey of the Week. Hello.
My microphone looks like a popsicle, so I was like...
I actually almost, because I was drinking my water, and then I almost like, to my microphone thinking it was my water.
Nope. All right, Hidden Mickey with the Kid. This is the Kid, Kenzie. Hey, Kenzie.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. I know it's your first time. Do you have a Hidden Mickey for us this week?
No, sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, up next, it's food. Just kidding.
I'm serious, I don't.
Oh, bummer.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
All right, what do you got for us?
This one is just on Main Street. You have to find it on your own.
Okay, it's on Main Street.
It's somewhere. Just find it.
Up next, it's food.
Okay, seriously though. I'm serious.
Seriously.
Now. This one is on the outside of Gibson Girl.
Gibson Girl Ice Cream Shop on
Yes.
Main Street. Yes.
And I mean, I hope you can find the Gibson Girl on your own.
Yeah, I hope
it's on
so.
the left of Main Street when you're walking in.
Yeah, it's on the west side of the street.
She did not care.
She didn't even catch it.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
Anyways, this is in the window. So when you're staring at Gibson Girl,
You don't have to stare at it. Just
look at Gibson Girl. Just
make eye contact
Yeah.
respectfully, and then look away after 3 seconds. Don't linger. Yes.
But don't go inside.
No, it's not inside. It's outside.
This is outside. So when you're staring at it, it is on the last window panel to the right.
Yes.
And there is some words that say ice cream floats.
Uh-huh.
And on the A of floats,
Uh-huh.
there's like a gradient from like white to like magenta.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
you would call it. In that little gradient on the A in floats, there is a little hidden Mickey.
It's small.
It's on the right of the A.
Yeah, it's small.
It is small.
You have to look for it. And we found when we were looking at this one that
Oh my gosh, be careful looking in there.
When you're looking at it, if you happen to catch a picture or a video of it, it might look like you're recording the people eating on the other side of the window.
It's really
It was so awkward.
It was
so awkward.
very awkward.
Recording it,
Yeah.
and I actually wanted to cry because it was so embarrassing.
We have to look back at the video to see if they're looking at us weirdly. I think they were.
I
For
was like-
sure.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to walk away. It was so bad.
It was very awkward, but it's a good one. It's very small. It's very tiny. Like you have to know it's there to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cute. So yeah, Gibson Girl, float, A, Little Mickey.
Yes.
All right. Anything else?
Little keys.
Little keys.
If you find this, send it to us. And if you find any other Mickeys,
Yeah.
send it to us.
Yeah. Where do they send it?
In our Instagram
Okay.
or to friends@magiconmainstreet.com.
Nice. Very well done.
Feel
This
so
is a good
smart.
one. You are smart. You are smart. What do you mean you feel smart? You are smart. All right. Well, cool. That's a good hidden Mickey. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Air 5.
Oh my gosh, wait, can I just really quickly, can I tell you how smart I felt the other day?
You don't have to do it quickly. Just
Somebody was like, oh, what's 50 divided by 4? And I was like, 12.5.
Is that right? It is. Why did you know that so quickly off the top of your head?
I don't know. I'm just Albert Einstein. But
Okay.
I mean, it was in chemistry class, guys.
All right. Well, thank you to our mathematician. Up next, it's food.
Disney
Yum.
Yum. Food. Yum.
Why is there like no food, guys?
Because a lot of our food happened on some last trips.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
we're already going to be talking. So,
Piggies.
there's one that I put in here because I feel like it was so good it should be mentioned twice in this episode.
Should be mentioned 12 times in this episode.
I actually barely got any because 2 people actually ate all of it and didn't give any to their hungry kid.
That's so not true because there was leftovers from our friends that had one and I ate some of it. So you could have eaten some. Dang it. That made me look really bad.
Yeah, you ate both of them.
You could have eaten it. You could have
How
eaten it.
if you ate it
All
in
right,
3.4
we'll get there.
seconds?
We'll get there. All right, starting with Carthay Circle.
Yes. So right now, Carthay Circle has a seasonal prefix lunch. It's available on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's $59 for adults and $19 for children, which that's a really good child price. Not so good for the adult price, but whatever. It's Carthay Circle. So it comes with your choice of a starter. So the options are a fresh green falafel fritter, which is spicy roasted pepper, lemon yogurt, sesame seeds, and pomegranates, an autumn's best apple salad, a harvest squash bisque, which comes with roasted turkey, kale, wild rice, dried cranberries, and a maple cream.
Okay.
Kind of sounds delicious. For your main course, you get a choice of one pan-roasted shrimp basted with Calabrian chili, a grilled chicken meatloaf, a rigatoni pasta with a kale pesto, or Angus beef tri-tip marinated with ginger and soy glaze. And then for kids, the first course is either watermelon cubes or tempura green beans. Dude, I want tempura green beans. I love tempura green beans. And then their choice of entrees are rigatoni pasta, classic grilled cheese, and chicken empanadas. There are premier enhancements, which I'm assuming means that you can add them on for even more money, are the warm cheddar Parker House rolls, which will never be as good as the jalapeno cheese biscuits.
Just bring them back.
I don't know.
Listen, Disney. Hey. Listen.
Talking to you.
Listen. Bring back the biscuits.
Did I ever have those?
Yes,
Why
of
am I
course
so
you did.
loud?
Why are you screaming in the microphone? That's what I'm doing.
Wait.
Yes, you
I
had
remember them, but I
It was
don't remember
pre-COVID.
them.
They're so good. They're the best.
Oh,
I don't know why.
no.
There's just idiots.
What's it doing?
Sorry. I don't mean.
Yeah, you had them before. It was pre-COVID times.
Okay, what do they look like? Let me just look them
and
up.
remember,
it's fine. Just don't.
But remember, we made them too during COVID.
That's why I remember them because it was literally so disgusting to mix. That's why I remember them being gross, and that's why I remember them, like not badly. We had a good time making them, but like with the negative connotation because they were so gross to make.
Yeah, they were pretty gross to make, but
Did
they
you
were
guys
delicious.
hear that amazing vocabulary?
Oh my god! All right.
No, they were great. They were just little fried.
Yeah, but they were really
happiness
gross
balls.
to
What were they
roll
No,
up.
I'm not talking about us making them. I'm
Oh.
just saying, like, they were so great in the restaurant. I don't understand. Like,
were they called?
people are consistently asking, like, why they aren't there when they're coming back. So I don't understand why.
Yeah,
they're not.
I don't either. I don't
Like-
either. Well, we talked to when we went to Club 33 a month ago or whenever it was. We were talking to our server. Her husband is a server at Carthay Circle, and I was like, "What's up with the biscuits?" And she's like, "I don't know. Like nobody knows why they won't bring them back." And I'm like, "Well, let's figure it out."
I'm like, was it somebody's recipe that got fired and they're like,
I
you
don't
can't have
know,
it?
man.
I don't know what it is, but it's frustrating.
terrible.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are they called?
I don't remember what they were called.
Cheddar biscuits.
Yeah, cheddar jalapeno something.
No, not jalapeno. It was cheddar bacon biscuits, I think.
Oh.
There was jalapeno on them, though.
But they didn't mention the jalapeno.
Oh, okay. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the Thai tea slush and how excited we were to try it, and we finally did.
Well, we did, and then we never talked about it again.
Yeah, we forgot that there was footage.
What happened? We tried it.
It went into the void.
Yeah, so the Thai tea slush at Bengal Barbecue. Do they even have it anymore?
Yeah, it's,
Okay, good.
it's through the end of October.
Okay, good. So yeah, so the Thai tea slush, it's delicious. It's everything you would want out of a Thai tea. It's got boba, which isn't my favorite thing, but it's honey boba.
That's a good
and
boba.
it's really good. So here's a review of that. It's good. Moving on to Plaza Inn.
Yes. So if there is one dessert that you can get for the rest of the spooky time season, it should be the Worms and Dirt chocolate shortcake from Plaza Inn. Oh my gourd.
Dude.
My gourd.
I can't even.
So you'll see our full review in our last trip video.
Yeah.
And how insane, like, we're riding for this dessert. But it's one of those so nice I got to talk about it twice sort of things. Like,
it's crazy good.
Delightful.
It's crazy good.
Delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot of food this week because we ate most of it, and you're going to see it later on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right.
That's it.
That's it. Up next, it is events and entertainment.
Entertainment, events, entertainment and events. Entertainment, events, entertainment and events. Entertainment, events, entertainment and events. Entertainment and events. Here we go. Oh yeah.
All right. There's a really cool offering coming to Galaxy's Edge. The Disney Eats official Instagram announced that there's going to be a dining package beginning in November on evenings when the Fire of the Rising Moon's fireworks display is performed in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The dining package is going to include select bites and sips and viewing of the Fire of the Rising Moons. And so booking details are going to come soon. We'll announce that as soon. My nose itches so bad. My mustache is like going up my nose. Sorry.
Just say you want to pick your nose.
I don't. If I did, I would just do it. I can just cut away from me. We'll announce more details as they come, but look forward to that dining package starting in November.
Hooray! I like that.
Yeah. News regarding Deadpool has come up. He is very offensive, and they're removing him from the parks immediately. Just kidding. They're keeping him.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he's only performing Thursday through Sunday in the parks for the time being, but it sounds like in November he's going to go back to every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
I still haven't seen him.
You haven't?
No, not once.
Not once. Not even half a time.
Well, we'll have to fix that. Continuing their longtime tradition of collaborations with Disney, Fortnite has teased a new selection and released a set of skins based on a popular Pixar franchise. Yep, The Incredibles have launched in Fortnite.
Hooray!
Yeah, but as Edna Mode says, no capes, darling. So they have Mr. and Mrs. Incredible and Frozone, along with some accessories.
And Mrs. Incredible is thick.
She's thick! So those are available now in the Fortnite shop. And then also...
is she still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want her.
Yeah.
Wait.
I think she's 1,500 V-Bucks. I think they're each 1,500 V-Bucks. Yeah. And then on... I hate to say this word. I don't want to say it. On Twitter, there was a video shared by the Disney Music account that features a sneak peek of the new song We're Back from Moana 2, and it sounds amazing.
So excited.
So Kenzie actually told me recently that I didn't realize that Old Boy isn't doing their music this time around.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, that guy.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Which... I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm okay with it.
He did a really good job, so I'm a little like...
He always does great with his music, so I'm kind of like, oh no, like she said. But...
I'm open.
But with the thing you just said, I haven't listened to it yet, but...
It sounds really
it's gonna
good.
Be really good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who produced it or anything. I haven't heard anything about it, but we'll keep posted.
I'm not going into it like with like a negative thought, like, oh, Lin-Manuel. Like,
yeah,
I don't
it doesn't
care that much.
I never heard anything of him separating himself from Disney or them separating themselves from him. It just seems like they're just moving in a different direction for this movie. It is a sequel, and they do strange things with sequels all the time. So,
yeah.
In Disney Plus and movie news, it was Agatha all along.
Bro, that show slaps.
Dude, that show is rad.
It's so good.
So first off, Aubrey Plaza is a
oh my god
beast. Like, she's so good. Like, everything she's been in is just great.
I love her in everything. Ever.
We fell in love with her during Parks and Rec. She was
Yes.
such a great character. April was just the best.
People will die of fun.
Of fun. No, she was great in that. But the character she plays in Agatha in the first episode was just like, wow, you're perfect for this. It was made for you. The storyline of The Witches Wrote. So we've watched all 3 episodes that have released so far. They did a 2-episode premiere last week, and then this week was the 3rd episode.
Last week was the 3rd episode that we haven't gone to this week's episode.
Tomorrow. So we'll keep talking about it. We're not going to do any spoilers or anything because we like to give people a chance to watch. But I will say,
maybe we'll throw some spoiler things up on Patreon for people who actually
that is exactly what I was going to say. So we will be doing a review of Agatha All Along. And it will be on our Patreon. So if you want to check that out, it's patreon.com/Magic on Main Street. So Aubrey Plaza, banger.
Deborah Jo
Rupp, banger.
Obsessed.
Amazing.
Who is that?
Kitty Foreman.
She's the Mrs. Hart.
Oh.
Yeah, she's great.
I love how we both went straight to Kitty Foreman instead of saying who she was in the show.
But
because she will forever be Kitty Foreman.
Yeah, the cast is phenomenal.
Great cast.
There's a great mix of like spooky and scary and hilarious all mixed into one show.
There's the teenager that's in it. Kenzie likes him, and he's in a show.
What was his name?
Joe Locke.
He plays a character who we don't know his name. Right? Yeah. There's some Wanda callbacks. Like, it's a good show. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I can't wait to see the next episode.
Same.
Inside Out 2 is now on Disney Plus. Go enjoy. It's great. In theaters, Nightmare Before Christmas is returning to theaters on October 11th. So check out your local theater, see if they're going to be playing it.
Do you know what else is coming?
What?
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is coming back to theaters.
We should go see it in theaters.
On October 18th. But guess what else I heard just recently regarding Hocus Pocus?
What?
Hocus Pocus 3 is in the works. What?
I don't know how I feel about that. The second one was fine.
Listen, any chance that I get to see Sarah Sanderson on screen.
I was looking at her because I thought she was going to be excited.
You're really not excited about that?
I didn't need the second one.
I didn't really like it.
Sorry.
Boo this woman. Boo. Boo.
I didn't think it was a bad movie. I thought it was super cute. I just didn't need it.
Okay.
So now I feel the same way. Like, I don't need a third one, but I'm sure it's going to be a great movie and it's going to be super cute, just like the second one was. They're not necessary for me. Boo! Yeah, I knew it was coming.
All right. Well, I'm excited about it. Hopefully it's good.
I am excited to see it. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
All
right. Well,
it's the same way I feel about the fact that they're doing a Practical Magic 2. I don't need that.
Oh, I don't care about that at all. I don't know if I've seen the first one.
Yes, you have.
Sure, I'm sure I have. All right, well, that was events and entertainment. Up next, it's our last trip. We had a few last trips.
And it's mainly food because we're big backs.
There's a lot of food. Starting our day off at DCA, we're going to do a food tour today. So, what are we starting with?
Cars Land.
For what?
Low.
For what?
Mango habanero chicken strips.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do it.
I know we'll be back again soon. I'm already daydreaming in my room. Sometimes to enjoy today, just start thinking of yesterday. Our last trip. Our last trip. I can't stop thinking about the time we shared on our last trip.
What are they?
There's a Seaborn Chili Mango Margarita, a Hamilton Family Brewery.
Okay. We got the
the mango habanero chicken tenders from Flo's.
Cheers. Why is yours so small?
I don't know, because I just cut a piece off. Focus.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that. What's on here? Is that ranch?
Ranch and then green onions too. So I'm just kind of picking around the green onions. Yeah, I like that.
They're comparable to the chicken over at Stage Door, but different flavor, obviously.
Oh yeah. They're bomb. What's your rating?
I like them. I don't love them. Yeah. But I would still give it a 4 out of 5, and the fries are saving it.
Really? I'd say 4.5
good.
out of 5.
It's good. But I would choose the buffalo tenders at Stage Door or Golden Horseshoe, or even the hot honey over this.
Really?
I wouldn't choose this over anything. But it's good.
Is the sauce not hot enough for you?
No, the sauce is good. It's not bad. It's just, I wouldn't. It's like, you know how I am with churros.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be better than a regular churro for me to eat it.
Yeah.
With these, it has to be better than a buffalo chicken strip.
Weird.
Yeah. I know it's not.
Oh, I love them.
Good though.
I like them. And they're not too spicy. Because you know how mango habanero a lot of times is like one of like the top heat flavors? It's spicy, but it's not like...
No, it's got a really good
bad.
spice. The sauce is delicious. It's good.
I'm a fan.
I like it.
Okay, another thing we got at Flo's is the Seaborn Prickly Pear cocktail. It's 10%, so I'm a little nervous, and it kind of smells like medicine. It's light.
Yeah?
Like very light. Try it.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Oh.
Nope.
I do. Okay, so it kind of tastes like a seltzer, like the light flavor of a seltzer, and it's like lightly carbonated, like not aggressively carbonated like a seltzer. It almost tastes like a vodka soda with like prickly pear syrup in it.
I didn't really taste any prickly pear. I just tasted
Sweet?
Not even sweet. It's like it's bland. All right, up next we're gonna do one of the tamales at.
I think it's the green chili and cheese.
I hope that's the one that we're getting because it sounds really good. So heading over to Pixar Pier. Get a. I think everybody should be required to wear a headband.
What
when they're
emotions
here,
they
what
are.
you are at the moment.
I'll get Sarah.
Mine
With
would be
anxiety
like
in the middle.
anxiety and anger just all day long. Okay. Awesome. Not all of them.
Come on.
What are you doing? That's me right now.
Get on my way.
I sent Tabitha off to get a slice of pizza. She came back with a salad and a cheesecake. We gotta save ourselves. We have a lot of food to try.
I'm gonna go get the cheese bread too.
Oh my god. What did you do now?
I got what I went for.
Oh,
And this.
garlic bread? And what's that?
A candy apple mimosa.
The tamale.
Salads I've ever had.
Yeah, but you're filling space with salad when it could be pizza.
Lettuce
Do you want peppers or cheese on it? What is this, Cheetos?
Yeah, it is.
Cheetos dust. And ranch?
Mm-hmm. And mango habanero sauce.
Mango habanero sauce.
Baby, just have
That's really good.
Is it? Have a bite of the salad though, so you feel a little healthy.
No,
Yeah.
I had a couple of green onions earlier.
No, you didn't. We picked them off.
Oh, you're right. It's fine. It's a Caesar salad.
Yeah, but tell me that Boardwalk doesn't have one of the best Caesar salads.
Not today.
Rude.
So it's got, what? Sausage, pepperoni, ranch, mango habanero sauce, bacon maybe?
No. Pepperoni, sausage, and chicken.
Okay. I didn't get any chicken. All right. So it comes in a bag. What? The pizza?
That's shockingly great.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah, that's a good pizza.
I was
I'd eat that again.
I was like, ew, I don't want that.
No, if I was in so like, remember how they used to have like the bomb pizza?
Yeah, and then it got
And then they
gross.
switched it to Pizza Planet Pizza? This is not that.
Wow, 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 wow. Just smell it. It smells sweet.
Yeah, it smells very sweet. All right. Okay, what is this again?
It is the garlic cream cheese bread with hot honey drizzled on top.
Dang. It's amazing. All right, so I guess we just attack this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, say it one more time. It's the...
Garlic cream cheese bread
Okay.
with hot honey.
Okay.
You're not gonna like it.
Nope, stop. Get
You're
out
not
of
gonna
here.
like it.
Get out of here.
You don't like it.
Look at that.
Whoa. Remember how many videos we watched of people making these in like Korea on YouTube?
And I kept thinking like, where can I find these? Because that looks so good. And we have it, and it's delicious. It's so good.
How do those flavors work?
I don't know, but it is good.
You guys.
Yeah, this is bomb. This is bussin'.
Oh no.
It's bussin'.
Wow.
I don't care. I don't.
Just had a little
I
bit of
need
cream
it.
cheese.
I need it.
Wow. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Everything. Wow.
I want to meet the chef and be like, high five. Whoever made these.
Good on
they did a
you.
Good job. You're eating it like a caveman.
I don't know how to rip it.
So they come off in little squares.
Mine did. It just had like, you know how like when you separate Hawaiian rolls, it has that like thin layer? Mm-hmm. That's what it had.
I like eating those.
Uh-huh. It's your free bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's an appetizer for your appetizer.
An appetizer, if you will. Everything receives a lower rating after the bread.
Yeah. The pizza was good, now it's fine. No, that's not true.
Yes, I still have a mimosa.
Okay, you better drink
So
it fast
have
because we're
that.
about to have a band playing.
You can have that.
Okay.
And we still have the horchata cheesecake. Ooh. Softy.
I'm going to be really embarrassed when I watch this back to edit it to see how gross I was eating this bread.
Okay. This is I don't like cheesecake or horchata. So this will be fun. Oh my god.
I'm not ready to get rid of this flavor. This better be good. What is it?
Horchata cheesecake. I don't like horchata.
This better be good.
I don't like I don't like
Or cheesecake? Horchata or cheesecake?
Wow.
La leyenda de su pueblo, cuando se habla del mejor, el alfa de su manada, tiene mucho corazón, el humilde triunfador. Muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much. How are you guys? Are you guys good? Woo! Enjoying it?
Yes.
Yes. Well, we're having fun here. This is our first day back here at... Tiburón, 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 tiburón a la vista, panista, un tiburón es baby shark, quiere comer, es baby shark, carnita buena, no se va a poder. Salte del agua, mujer, vente conmigo a bailar, que agua de coco yo te voy a dar. Ay, 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 que te come tiburón, mama, mama shark. Ay, 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 que te come tiburón, grandpa shark. Ay, 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 que te come tiburón, mama, daddy shark. Ay, 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 que te come tiburón. Ahora sí, you guys tired? Yes, you guys tired? No, here we go. Tú me pides camarón y no te lo voy a dar. Yo quiero corazón, me ponerte a pescar. Aquí tengo mi piragua muy cerquita frente al mar. Luego voy a hacer el agua para ponerte a pescar. Camarón pera, tú quieres, camarón pera te doy. Camarón pera, prefieres, no sé si tengo libre. Camarón pera, tú quieres, camarón pera te doy. Camarón pera, prefieres, no sé si tengo libre. Así me, así me. Qué bonito, qué bonito, ahora México.
All right, so the consensus is, oh, lost us. The consensus is that horchata cheesecake
Oh my god.
was crazy.
I don't like
crazy
horchata
good.
or cheesecake.
No, it was good though.
And I was gonna bite you.
Yeah, no, it was good. I could eat 5 of those easily. And then the you got the green apple something or other?
The green candy apple mimosa. It somehow was this color green. And fully tasted like a caramel apple. I'm very confused.
Yeah, no, you can really taste the caramel in it. It was good. You're ridiculous. So overall, hits. Oh, and then the garlic cheesy bread. Crazy. So yeah, we had a good food day.
Whoa. And now we're gonna go have uno más dessert.
A sundae or something?
The Witch's Hat Sundae.
All right.
At Clarabelle's.
Here we go. That's little pieces of heaven right there. Yeah.
Facilier. Far.
Eat it.
Don't look at it. You didn't want to bite, so you don't get to look at it.
What are the flavors?
Nunya and business.
What's the purple?
Nunya.
What's the purple?
It's whipped cream.
That's just whipped cream?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, what's that?
Ube?
Ube, yeah.
No, just whipped cream.
Whipped cream and then mint and chip?
Uh-huh.
And fudge?
Hot fudge. And a hat.
Yep, that's mint and chip. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, little Oogie Boogies.
My tummy hurts.
Good day, but we ate a lot of food.
My stomach hurts so bad.
Yeah, so we did a lot of food in a very short amount of time. The tamale was good. The tamale was good. The pizza was good. I liked it. It was the best pizza they've had in a long time. The chicken tenders were good with the mango habanero. Not my favorite, but they were good. But man,
The winners of the day.
the winners of the day are definitely the horchata cheesecake.
From Boardwalk.
From Boardwalk.
Pasta. Wait, see, I have like the full hiccup, like
Yeah.
weird, like.
And then also the
garlic
cream cheese bread with hot honey. Dude, it's like
Insane.
we're in carb overload, but like, man, it was so
I'm a
worth
little
it.
sick.
It was so worth it. Good day. Good food day. Hello. It's a wonderful, beautiful Saturday morning still. Close. We are at, obviously, Disneyland Resort, heading into, yeah, it's crazy, heading into DCA, where we're going to meet with a couple of our friends from the show. We have not met them yet, but they emailed us in and they wanted to go to lunch, so we're going to go do some lunch at Lamplight Lounge. I know, it's exciting. And then we're going to do a huge video shoot because we have a lot of like transition videos we need to do. So here we go. Cocktail. Let's see.
Make sure you leave some of that on your mustache and take another picture.
Ooh, that's good. Right, all the time.
They're really good. They're not
Whiskey. we have a
Or the Voodoo Rangers.
yeah, of course. That have taken over Oregon and Washington with breweries and distilleries and got something neat in front of me that's like their latest greatest.
Yeah.
He's handed a beer immediately. They're easy to brew.
Yeah.
Oh. So what is your next asking for it?
There's not any auditions.
You too.
I like your shirt. Trying to look in their butt.
Okay, now this is where I.
Hello, trick and treaters! Welcome to Mickey's Trick and Treat Party! Mickey's Trick and Treat! Mickey's Trick and Treat! Honor Mickey's Trick and Treat! Happy Halloween, everybody! It's so good to see you! Yep, that's the best part of Halloween!
Getting together with friends and dressing up.
Yeah, awesome costumes, you two! Thanks!
And you all look spectacular.
Let's go trick and treat! Thank you all so much for joining us! Bye,
No, please. Please have a seat. I prefer standing anyway.
Oh, and my French. Can I? Oh my god. Oh my god.
The Diddy door.
Front door.
It's dears. I need it.
Absolutely.
Oh my god. Hi, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're gorgeous. Love you.
20th anniversary.
Wow.
Well, hello. I'm waiting for you.
Are you gonna pull it?
Oh, we're all
gonna pull. Ready? Nope, we're not the king.
Rest inside while your teacup is spinning. And please do watch your children.
Beep bop, beep bop. It's good this week, you know.
Whoa!
Okay, ready? Here we go. I'm gonna go. You gotta put your hands up. Ready? Is that fast enough?
No.
I can't look up. I'm gonna vomit. Oh. Throw up now.
Oh, it moves! Come on, now, girl. You know, this looks like a holiday tree. My girl with the gifts and it does.
No, we got it out.
Okay, so what was this called? The Worms and Dirt chocolate shortcake?
I don't know.
Worms and Dirt chocolate shortcake. Should I get a worm?
Get a worm.
Yeah, get a worm.
See this bite? Wow. You guys won't like it, it's spicy.
Oh, what? There's what?
This is so good.
Is it really?
It's not too sweet. It's really like fluffy.
Is it like a sandwich?
Kind of.
It was like,
a whoopie pie?
It almost looked like a concha that they split in half.
Okay. And it's chocolate shortbread?
Chocolate shortcake.
Shortcake.
Shortbread.
It's just a cake that's really short.
Just like you.
It's a Katie cake.
It's a Katie cake. Katie cake, Katie cake, Katie cake.
Oh, are you recording? Sorry, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
No, stop it! Stop! 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 Stop!
It's so good.
I told you.
Stop.
Right?
Tell me you got all of that on film.
Oh, I forgot I was filming.
I tried to back it up a little bit because I wanted both of you guys.
Or the napkin.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, that's good.
I know.
I want that every day. You're not going to eat yours, right?
We are. I am.
So we were friends.
You know what this tastes like?
Wow.
This tastes like a Costco double chocolate muffin.
Oh.
Almost identical.
I know.
You can make this at home.
I don't want whipped cream. It's part of the experience.
Costco muffins are way richer than that.
No, not that. I grew up eating those for breakfast.
I worked there.
I don't care if you work there. I grew up there.
I gotta need to go. I wonder if they'll put one to go for me. I need another one.
Oh my gosh, when you went to a college kid. Do you know that story? Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, we kindly request our VIP guests to bear with us whilst we restore our battle reflections. We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. To correct the situation, if you do see this creature, please don't make any sudden deals.
Hello. Oh, bless you.
A Yeti.
Oh. Darn it. My leg is starting to hurt.
That one sounded like water was going to start running. They all turned.
It's like
still broken, so it's gonna be a rough ride. Remember, you see a scary creature, scream real loud, and look delicious.
Yeah. Conjunctivitis.
Wow.
You feel like a spider?
They don't fit on my face.
Next to the yellow flashing light wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is, I think. Somebody lost his water bottle and then blamed it on me.
Somebody. I wonder who that somebody could be.
I was like, oh no, I don't need you to know off the top of your head. Just if you could look, that'd be awesome.
He found it.
That means he took it. He's like, I just got here. I don't know. Legit, too. I don't know. I was following Sean. Sean looked like he knew where he was going.
Totally. Oh, I was just looking at the frolicking, yeah.
You're frolicking.
Oh.
Should have thought of that before.
I know, but like
when we get in. Okay, we're gonna start.
What is this?
We're recording us. Hey guys, welcome to our channel.
Wait, no. But you're recording us.
Yes.
Recording us.
Oh.
Do you see this?
Wow.
You have to record the thing on the other
Wow.
thing. This is crazy.
This is recordception.
What is going
on?
We don't know.
Recording us.
Good.
And there we go.
Thank you so much.
Mathematically doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, my grandma's old. She probably scanned all of it. She was like, that's weird. They let her do that. I was like, oh, great.
To those of you who have just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland monorail. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the cabin. Watch your children, and no smoking, please.
Bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los niños. Por favor, se ruega no tomar. Gracias.
We're now en route to our final stop, the Tomorrowland Monorail Station. Along the way, you can get a bird's eye look at the downtown Disney District, Disney's Grand California Hotel and Spa, and Disney California Adventure. To the left of the monorail is the main entrance of Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. Disneyland is truly an American original. Since its opening in 1955, it has hosted hundreds of millions of guests from around the world, including presidents, kings, and celebrities. It is the original Disney theme park, created in science fact and fantasy. Below us is the Submarine Lagoon, where you can dive into a fantastic underwater adventure aboard the Finding Nemo submarine voyage. Across the way are the icy peaks of Matterhorn Mountain, home of the world's most...
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Sean.
Go. Hello. Hello. Okay, we got the cheesy pretzel bread brat. Cheers.
So she's waiting over by the rocket, and you guys are going over there in the afternoon.
Yeah. This is so good. This is better than the last time.
She's still kind of different.
The last time I think it was sat in the bag too long. This seems fresher.
I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the pretzel's nice and crispy this time, and yeah, it's good.
We're gonna head home. It's really good.
Eat it. Big pepperoni guy. Huge. Thank you. That was our last trip. Up next, we're going to have a very important conversation with our friend Kim regarding visiting the parks with or as a neurodivergent human being. So come back. We'll talk about that. Welcome back. We've got a very important and exciting topic for you today. So, navigating theme parks is already a special kind of adventure, and it can be especially challenging when you or your family member is neurodivergent. Today, we're thrilled to be joined by Kim Hamilton, known on Instagram as allthingsDisney_Kim and on YouTube as NeuroAdventures. Kim is a neurodivergent travel advisor, a certified autism travel professional, and an autism mom who's made it her mission to help neurodivergent families experience the magic of Disneyland and beyond. Kim, thank you so much for joining us. We're so happy to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow, what an intro. And I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for asking. I think, like we talked about, this is such an important topic and very close to my heart. So I'm just really excited to talk about all these things.
Absolutely. So, why don't we start it this way? Why don't you give us an intro? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey into becoming a certified autism travel professional, and kind of what inspired you to start helping neurodivergent families who travel to Disneyland or wherever they're traveling to.
Yeah. So first, I think I want to talk about like how much I love Disneyland. So I've been going to Disneyland for over 40 years. I know that kind of ages me a bit, but my memories of Disneyland were just such happy memories with my grandparents and my siblings. We used to drive from Northern California in what seemed like took forever in my grandpa's Ford truck from the 70s, towing his Airstream, and we would stay at a campground, at a KOA campground on Harbor, and we just felt like this was the best of both worlds. We would camp and go to Disneyland. And really my love for it is like based on all of my childhood memories, especially with my grandparents, because I'm very close with them. And then when I started having my kids, I wanted to really kind of make those memories with them. So our first trip to Disneyland was when my son was 5 years old, and I have a neurotypical daughter, and she was 3 years old. And, it seemed like it was, going well. We took kind of a bigger family trip. So we went with my family, my sister, her kids, my mom, and we stayed on property at the Disneyland Hotel. And we thought this was like a great time to intro all the kids into Disneyland. We would build in a lot of breaks because it was new to me as like having a special needs child.
Yeah.
My son, we never really got like an official diagnosis until we actually were in COVID. So we always knew that he had some developmental delays, and we were, working through like speech issues, and he was categorized under the autism umbrella. So we, on our first trip, I brought all of my doctor paperwork and my documentation to get what we call DOS, which I didn't even know it was called DOS at that time, waited in line at City Hall. And I knew that they offered the special accommodation. But again, like kind of figuring out my son, this was like our first amusement park. I didn't know really what to expect. And pretty early on in the trip, like I started noticing a little things like, he didn't like anything remotely fast. He seemed fine, like in Toontown and all those kind of like interactive play areas. But then there were certain things that would really bother him. Like he was one of those kids, like as a toddler, he would love like playing in a planter box alone, but didn't like to get his hands dirty. He loved bath time and swimming, but like we would walk outside when it would rain and he would like freak out, or sprinklers. So we were just noticing like little sensory kind of sensitivities. But at Disneyland, I just didn't put the two and two together until we were really kind of in the thick of it. And at that time, we watched Paint the Night. Like, I wish they would bring it back. Like,
I know.
So amazing.
Our favorite.
Our favorite.
So good.
We're still holding on to the little paintbrush just in hopes that it comes back.
Hey, maybe for the 70th anniversary.
Oh, let's hope.
So he was sitting on my lap. We were sitting on Main Street and sitting down kind of on the asphalt. He was sitting on my lap. And I remember this day. All the kids were well rested. We had always taken an afternoon break and come back. And as the first few kind of floats were coming in, he physically like turned around into my stomach and chest area and just went to sleep. And I was like, what the heck is going on? But I just realized like the music, the bright lights, the crowds, like he just was on overload. And we continued to like see things in our, in our trips after that. But that's really what like motivated me to enter into this space, because I love Disneyland. And since he was 5 up until now, like we've made some amazing memories at the park. And I felt like I have something to share with other parents that are like me, like how to navigate through Disneyland. And whether you've been every year or you just go a handful of times, like I still feel like it was knowledge that I wanted to share. So I thought earlier this year, like I was kind of looking for like a hobby, and I also just had been really wanting to do this for a long time. I started my Instagram page back in December, and in February decided to align myself with an agency, because I thought I'm a planner. I'm a type A person. A lot of people, when they plan their trips, they come to me, just friends or family. And I thought, well, why don't I try it? So I aligned with the agency, and then I decided to take the certification to become a certified autism travel professional. And it really is all stemming from my love of Disney, but also being that autism mom and knowing how we do Disneyland and wanting to share that. But beyond Disneyland, like how we take long car rides, how we go on a plane, all the things, because it's all pieces of information that's important to other families that feel like they can't travel, or they have to like leave their special needs child at home and just go with their neurotypical kids, or how do they balance both? And I also want to just be very clear, like this is from my perspective. All of these things that I'm sharing are my perspective, and for kind of the experiences that we have gone through. So it's all transferable, whether you're on the spectrum or not. And it's about like kind of taking a trip that works for your family and at the pace that's comfortable for everyone.
Right. And I know that, the term neurodivergent has been pretty popular in the past maybe few years. It's not a very old term. It's not a very old term in the sense of people using it, frequently. And I think it's become a lot more common now. But that term still is such a broad term that that can mean a lot of different things, a lot of different diagnoses. So when I ask this question, I know it's a difficult thing. So again, it's from your experience, and in your experience with working with other families. What are some of the common challenges that neurodivergent families face when they're visiting Disneyland?
A lot of them are really around, like a couple of families that I work with. One specifically, they were a family from Texas. They had never been to California, and the mom was really worried about like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I just don't know. Like, how do I plan my day? My daughter also has a list of things that she wants to do. How do I kind of balance my son who needs more support versus getting everything on that list done that my daughter wants to do? And I think she just needed some help just to kind of like level set, because when you're booking a trip, you could easily go to AAA or Costco or book it directly with the Disneyland Hotel. And you're really missing a lot of like valuable information of working with like a travel professional, because you get to have like more of those consultative type conversations and talk about how your trip looks. And also like how much time realistically you should spend in the parks, because I think a lot of people that come into it, especially like families that I've worked with, they're always concerned, like, can I see everything? Can I do everything? I only really want to spend maybe 2 or 3 days. And I think it's about kind of really setting those expectations with them and talking to them about like, well, what are your top things that you want to get done? And also understanding about their family's needs. Like when I start working with families, I start asking about the child who is a neurodivergent child. Like, tell me about your child. Do they like rides? How is their mobility? Where do they sometimes have kind of those meltdowns? It's almost about getting to know your client so you can tailor the trip to their needs.
Right.
A lot of people still are not super familiar with DOS and what that looks like and what those accommodations are. So I spend time kind of walking through that. It's kind of a long-winded answer, but basically it's the challenges, like they're concerned that they can't do everything, how to balance a neurotypical child versus a neurodivergent child, and what's realistic, like how much time should be spent in the park. And also, should I stay on property? It is more expensive. Is it worth it? So it's kind of talking through all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I've touched on this briefly on past episodes of the show. I do have a neurodivergent challenge in my life. And so I can understand if I were to be, in the shoes of a family that doesn't know any better, like I can't imagine, because I know what I know because I've done a lot of research, and I've been, I go to Disneyland every weekend. And so like, I know the resources that are available. So it's super helpful to have someone like you who specializes in this, that will ask the right questions, because, travel agents are travel agents. They want to know, what do you want to experience? Where do you want to go? What kind of hotel do you want? What parks do you want to visit? But there's a lot of consideration that's left out of like, do you get overloaded? Are your senses overloaded by, loud noises or bright lights or smells, or, mine is sound. I have a really hard time with sound. And so, and I just used your link for a pair of Loop earplugs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to get those. If you want more information on that, visit her profile, because Loop had earplugs. They block out so much sound, but you don't miss out on like conversations and stuff. But anyway, I sidetracked there. But yeah, so, my thing is sound. And so if I'm in a line and I hear everything. I hear everything around me. I can hear that guy talking. I can hear this person eating popcorn. I can hear this kid screaming, and I can hear that lady, clicking her nails or popping her gum.
Yeah.
And so it's overwhelming sometimes. So I have to remove myself from that situation. So in your shoes, like, you're able to say, hey, like, these are some of the considerations you have to think about. How do we help you get through that? And I think that leads us into the next topic, which is Disneyland does have some great resources, but something that I've found, and same with Walt Disney World. So let's talk about Disney as a whole. I found that they do have great resources. I've come across cast members who are so kind as to give me a map, and they'll circle quiet areas or certain places to avoid. But the problem lies in, it all depends on who you get that day. And, some will be super helpful, and some will just kind of give you the canned answer, and that's about it. And so, while they do have a lot of resources, sometimes it's kind of hard to gather them all because they're kind of scattered. Some of it is knowledge of a cast member. Some of it is on a website. So can you talk a little bit about the resources for neurodivergent families and, kind of walk through how they can take advantage of them?
Yeah, so on the Disneyland website, when you're applying for DOS, or if you just type in like neurodivergent, there's actually a lot of resources. Since the change with DOS, I would say like you started to see it like in the June timeframe, because the change with DOS took effect on June 18th.
Right.
They now have all kinds of resources on their site. If you have sensory sensitivities, if you have mobility challenges, anything that would really kind of qualify that could be a trigger for a neurodivergent child or individual, you can find those services on the website. Disney does have a lot of resources, but sometimes they're hidden. And I think like it is hard to kind of find everything. It's a little bit of an Easter egg hunt. And I think that's why, again, another reason to work with a travel professional who knows Disney, because they know where to find it. Or like what I've done is I've put together a guide from my experience, and then also from Disney research, of like kind of a comprehensive all in one place guide for places to take a break, for sensory considerations, all of those things. But I do think that Disney, I know this is going to be like a little bit controversial with everything that was related to DOS. Disney doesn't want to not include people,
right.
I think they still are really trying to be inclusive. So I do think that if you have questions in the park, there are individuals who, like you said, there are certain cast members that are just amazing. I had a really good experience with one at the guest relations kiosk, and I think it's not there anymore because of the Haunted Mansion construction, but kind of over behind Harbor Galley. Yeah. I mean, she got out a map. She circled things. I mean, she walked me through everything. And she really was like an amazing resource, because she even talked about things that I didn't know. Like, I also didn't realize that you could use a companion restroom. Like if your child is having like a real emotional reaction due to like an overload, like sensory overload, like my son, when he was younger, we just needed to be in a private space. He needed to work it out. He needed to get it all out. And he was also embarrassed. So using those companion restrooms and just having a moment to kind of have that kind of, output also like first aid. If first aid is not busy with actually like people that are ill or need care, there are private spaces in first aid that you can occasionally use. I think that is another one that it depends on the cast member who's in first aid. But, again, I do think Disney really tries to accommodate everyone. I think they're still working out some of those kinks, but I believe Disneyland is for everyone. And I think it's just about how you kind of plan ahead of time and have those contingency plans for those moments of, what if this happens? And then what do I do?
Yeah. And, with the changes in DOS, like you said, it's very controversial because for those that don't know, DOS used to cover a very broad spectrum of disabilities and ailments. And one of the more common, and this is all from what I've heard from cast members, so I don't know this for 100% fact, but from what I've heard from cast members, a lot of it was like stomach issues and like IBS and things like that. And so anybody with those types of ailments have kind of been kicked out of the service because from their website, DOS is intended to accommodate a small percentage of guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time. So, anybody that had, like I was saying, the IBS or even things like epilepsy and, other, anyway. So basically anybody with cognitive disabilities in the past was kind of green lighted, and now they're saying developmental disabilities like autism or similar. So they're very specific in what they're allowing into the DOS program. So in the past it was a 60-day pass, I believe, and now it's a 120-day. But then recently, Walt Disney World this week has increased that to 240 days. So they are kind of adjusting and reevaluating. So this is so new. I mean, it just got changed in June. So I'm hoping that they look at things and they say, maybe we should open it up to a broader spectrum of things, because there are some disabilities and ailments that definitely need the service. I was really nervous when it came time for the new conversation because, well, having to make yourself vulnerable to a stranger and tell them your deepest, darkest secrets is not fun. And then, they basically become the judge and jury and they decide whether or not you are qualified. This new process kind of took the guesswork out of that, because if you don't fall into this category, then you don't qualify. So I'm hoping that they broaden it a little bit. They are a little bit more forgiving. What it all came down to is people were abusing it so bad. I mean, I've said it to many people and I've said it on this show. It was very curious that every TikTok streamer had IBS. It was, and that's a bummer. That sucks for the people that absolutely need it. So something else to know about the program is DOS is not like a front of the line pass. There's a very common misconception that anybody with DOS just gets to walk up to a line and go and ride a ride. It's not that way. It doesn't provide immediate access. So if there's a line that's 60 minutes, you have to wait 60 minutes before you can ride that attraction, just the same as anyone else. You just find your own accommodations instead of a line. You wait outside, or you go do something that keeps your headspace clear outside of that congested line. So I wanted to clear that up because that is a very common misconception.
I just read today on Instagram that another travel professional, they just went to DCA and to Disneyland, and someone in her party has IBS. And so her and her daughter went to stand in line, and the other family member went to the restroom and actually told the cast member that they have a condition, and the cast member let them, go into the line with the spouse. And, I think that cast members that are there at those attractions, I do think they're trying to accommodate also. So I want to say, like, if you don't qualify for DOS, there are other ways in the park that you can get those accommodations by asking at the specific ride. And then additionally about the wait times. So I would say the busiest attractions that we have gone on, like let's say Web Slingers. on a busy day, we can get off web slingers and try how I use DOS is like, I'll scan us in. We'll go stand in the line. And right after I scan in, sometimes I would try to like reserve a ride right after that. And now they've added like a 10-minute rule. But let's say we wanted to ride web slingers later that day or Toy Story. If it's a busy day, it is an hour. Like you said, it is an hour between those ride times.
Right.
Now, that's when I would encourage that if you were there for 2 days and you had a neurodivergent child or individual, like you might want to add lightning lane because you can stack your lightning lanes in between DOS and you can use those together. I think some people are also confused, like, well, can I use both? Like, how does this work?
Right.
But like you said, you're still waiting. I think people just see it like, I think the Fantasyland rides are the ones that are most like kind of polarizing because there's no like lightning lane queues. So you're going up the exit. And
Right.
like people, I had this incident a couple of visits ago. It was at night. I was going out up the exit on the teacups and I have this woman saying like, that's the exit. And I just look at her and I'm like, yeah, I have a special pass. Thank you. And I just walked on. But those are when you're kind of getting those people looking at you kind of side eye, like, well, I'm going up the exit and I'm waiting in this line. So sometimes I think that makes people uncomfortable about DOS because no one wants to be called out.
Right. Yeah, it is very common for people to, you know, because I see things online and it's like, oh, they just want their front of the line pass. Well, that's not true. So, you know, let's nix that. But you're right. Like I've experienced that same exact thing in Fantasyland because that's where they're the least, I don't want to say least accommodating, but least prepared for the accommodation. I remember years ago, I was walking through the exit of Alice in Wonderland and somebody's like, well, he doesn't look disabled to me. And I was like, wow, you know, so I think overcoming that is just doing what we're doing now, educating people, letting people know like this is what the service is and this is what it does and this is who it's for. But also like letting people know, like, I think there's another misconception that, you know, if say I have the DOS pass that Tabitha can go just use it whenever she wants. Well, that's not true either. If I have a DOS pass, I have to be physically present and scanned in for anybody else that's on my pass because you can have up to 4 people. I have to be there. So it's not like I'm just like handing out DOS. It's not like a Club 33 lightning lane that I can just like hand out to anybody that I want, you know, like it's something that is for the person that is afflicted with whatever that thing is, you know?
And also you have to be really like, if you're caught abusing DOS, I mean, you will be kicked out of the park and potentially like banned from entering Disneyland or Walt Disney World again. So,
and they made that very clear on this change. Like if you're caught lying, you will be banned for life.
Yeah. Now I remember what we were talking about that I wanted to say. So I do hope that Disneyland kind of like takes some of that, you know, learnings from Walt Disney World and expands the length of time for DOS.
Yeah.
This is just my 2 cents and my thought process is when you go and apply for or register for DOS there on site, you know, after you walk through the harbor security, now they have an additional like accessibility booth that they've opened. You have to wait in a line to get screened by a cast member, and then you have to go and have this one-on-one interview.
Right.
I mean, again, this is my 2 cents. I mean, I think that they didn't factor in that they maybe didn't have enough staff to accommodate like those types of interviews. And also, when I registered on through the virtual process at home, which is, I mean, that is the preferred method. You know, you're going to wait for hours, but you're waiting for hours in the comfort of your own home, and your child, you know, is in their room playing or whatever. But this last time when we went the week of 4th of July, I waited 3 times. I called in 3 times. The first 2 times it was over 3 hours, and then my son had to leave, and so I had to disconnect on the second time because that's something else that people need to understand. When you're registering, the person that needs the service needs to be available during the virtual process. They want to talk to them and they want to take a picture of them.
Yeah.
So 2 times over 3.5 hours. The third time, I waited over 5 hours, and that's when I finally got through to a cast member. I again think that they didn't factor in that that there were maybe enough accessibility cast members. So that's why I'm wondering, like, maybe if they are kind of stretching the approval time out, because who has that kind of time?
Right.
And also, like, I mean, my conversation lasted 10 minutes, but I'm sure other conversations could last 20 minutes. I mean, you know, I don't know if they really planned, and I don't know maybe if, again, my 2 cents, if maybe they knew what they were getting into. So I don't know if they planned accordingly.
Right. Yeah. And you brought up a good point about the, so yeah, you can do it in person, which, I mean, you have to do it at a ticket booth out in the open in front of everybody, which is very similar to the old process where you'd go up to a guest service umbrella.
And also intimidating.
Very intimidating.
So intimidating.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you've got somebody who, you know, it's so funny, and I'll go back to this, but you go up to somebody who is a customer service representative, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, not to diminish what they do, but they're a customer service representative. They're not a doctor. They're not a nurse, typically. The last guy I talked to in the park right before the change was actually an ex-physician, so that was actually kind of interesting, and he understood, and he was like, hey, like, let's talk through this and see what we can do. But yeah, you know, for the most part, they're guest service people. They're not medically trained staff. And so when you tell them some of these things, like I had told them about my sensory problems, and the last person I talked to didn't even understand what I was saying. They're like, so you like so
what?
Like it's like an ear, like when your ears ring, like when you have an ear infection. I'm like, no, not at all. But you know, here we go. So the in-person thing is really tough. Like you said, doing it from the comfort of your home is great. But if you get to a point where you're at the park and you can't do that, you didn't know or you forgot to have that conversation before you got there, they will give you priority if you check in and say, I'm at the parks. They do give you some, I don't know what the priority is, but it is stated that they'll give you some sort of priority. But even then, even if it's, you know, from 3 hours to 1 hour, like that's an hour that you're wasting in the park to do these things.
Yeah. So when I was just there a couple of weeks ago, every time I go, I always ask like, what's the updates? Because I feel like you're getting like up to the minute info being there in the park, and, you know, you're getting it right from the cast member.
Right.
So now they've added a third way to register. So you go to the guest services kiosk with the green umbrellas. And that used to just be if you had questions or you wanted to add people to your tickets, and you know, they could be added to DOS, but you would have to like alternate the 4 that were going to ride on the ride.
Right.
But now if you say you want to register, they point you to a QR code, and you scan the QR code there in the park, and that pushes you to the virtual queue that you would do at home. And that's a new ad.
Okay.
So that is maybe another way that you're not waiting and having that intimidating in-person conversation and waiting outside the gates. You're you're inside and you're doing it. I mean, it's still, like you said, time wasted. You're there and you're spending 3 hours potentially on the phone trying to get this service.
Yeah.
You had mentioned, you know, kind of, he doesn't look disabled. I just had this conversation with another mom that she receives DOS services for her son. And I think that there's maybe a level of guilt in a way that people are asking for accommodations for their child that has these, you know, invisible disabilities.
Right.
And I struggle with this sometimes because if I was being interviewed there on site and they would see my son and he's sitting on a bench with his phone, they're seeing him in a moment in time. They're seeing that he's fine to be there with his phone. One, he's not engaged in any of the things that we're doing. Taking that device away is going to cause stress, and having to wait in those lines that are very tight with a lot of people around you are overwhelming.
Yeah.
And so there is this like level of guilt from a parent perspective of like, you know, I feel bad because my child maybe doesn't have mobility challenges or, you know, doesn't look disabled. But I also know that without the service, it would completely change his experience, my daughter's experience, and the experience of those around us. And so I feel like in the back of my head, it's kind of like what you were saying, like you work through on the Alice in Wonderland, you know, incident. They don't know you. They don't know what goes on. They don't see you at your best day or at your worst moment. And
Right.
I feel like I know my son needs this accommodation, and I'm not going to feel guilty anymore for asking for it because he needs it.
Yeah, and there was a long time where I was like, I had this guilt where I'm like, I'm just not going to use it. I just won't go on rides, and so I would just avoid it at all costs unless we were with somebody that was like either new or didn't go a lot. So I've definitely been through that, and I've been through the guilt part of it because again, like they look at me and they just see like some dude, like what's he need it for, and then there was all the abuse going on with it, and so it's like, oh, he's just. Plus, I have a podcast. It's like, oh, that's what he's doing, But they haven't seen me on days where I'm literally in tears walking out of a line because I can't handle, the stress of everything, or they don't see that when I go and check in for my DOS, I'm like doing everything I can to use my body to cover the kiosk so nobody sees the blue blinking light that calls me out for this DOS pass, or I cringe every time I go on Big Thunder Mountain and they scream at me.
Are you okay?
Do you okay with stairs? I'm like, yes, I'm okay with stairs. Like, so it's like there is guilt involved, and there is some shame, and it's mostly because I don't want to be lumped in with people that have abused it, and so there's a lot of times we don't go on a ride at all. So if you followed me around for a day, there's no way you would think that I'm abusing this system because we don't hardly go on rides. We're there enough to where we check in for dinner, we go and people watch for a couple hours, and we go home. But, but there is that instance where I'm checking in for a ride and it's like, I just feel like garbage because I'm like, man, I hope nobody's looking at me going, oh, look at this guy. He's just abusing the system. But over the past few months, I guess, I've gotten, and actually I'm going to give you some credit after our conversation that we had lumped in with a conversation that I had with that ex-physician cast member. He was like, this is what it's for. Like, you have a need and you have a reason for using it. So whatever anybody else thinks around you, it doesn't matter what they think. Like, if you need the service, use the service. That's what it's here for. Yeah. And so I'm slowly coming around to where I don't have so much guilt or shame in using it. And I have used it a little bit in the recent trips that I've taken, and I don't feel so weird about it. But yeah, it's got to be normalized. And so I think that brings me to my next topic of, one of my missions, one of your missions is to help normalize neurodivergence, especially in travel, public spaces. Can you talk a little bit about why, or how we as a society can be a little bit more inclusive?
I think that unfortunately, this current landscape that we're in it's been made okay for people to say things that are just not nice.
Yeah.
And I'm from the days of if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that companies are coming around to being more inclusive because I think this neurodivergent umbrella is coming more to light. And I think that actually COVID, I think coming out of COVID, that was a little bit of a silver lining of coming out of a global pandemic, is people are realizing that they may have ADHD. They may have the sensory processing disorder. I think that coming out of this time, it really raised awareness to getting support for the things that you need. Mm-hmm. And I think that normalizing it is going to, I think we can do whatever we can to speak about it and to share our experiences. But I think companies are coming along on the journey that they also want to be inclusive. And I think the more we see of that, the more it's going to get normalized. Yeah. I just saw a reel on Instagram, and I'll send it to you. And I posted it to my stories yesterday. It was from Breeze Airlines. Breeze Airlines had an autism travel event at an airport where they had travel to nowhere. And they got kids through TSA. They went and they waited at their gate. their numbers were called. They got on the plane. They sat on the plane for a little bit and they could hear some of the things, you know, being on a plane. They had a snack. I mean, they went through a whole travel exercise. And I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing that I know, right?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Like, with companies like that, and also like you're seeing it in social media, like I hope other companies see that they do the same things.
Right.
And I hope also like it's not just for kids, because I think a lot of the things that you're saying, and I think as my son gets older, I worry because I don't see so much support when kids are like teenage and adults, you know, and they move into adults. Like, you're not just neurodivergent when you're 7, you know,
right.
You know, it's your life. And I think, you know, I'm doing what I can to share the message. I know you are as well. And I think the only thing that's going to really, truly normalize it is like, we act with kindness. We accept everyone for who they are, and other companies get on board with that also. And they, you know, as it becomes more aware, I think we're going to see a shift there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to talk a little bit about, I want to talk a lot about your travel guide. You know, there's a lot of conversation on this topic about creating comfort in crowded spaces, normalizing neurodivergence, finding sensory friendly spots, and, you know, building a culture around what some see as a disability that, you know, normalizes everything and makes it so that everybody can have fun. Well, you said earlier, Disneyland is for everybody. So tell me about your travel guide. What's it include, and how people can use it to make their trips as smooth as they can.
Yeah, so I created the Essential Sensory Guide to the Disneyland Resort. So the reason why I wanted to create this guide, as I mentioned, like when we started, is when I was noticing my son's sensory sensitivities, you know, it made me think like, where can I find this information? And also in going to Disneyland so much, like I would see kids come off rides crying. And, you know, Disneyland is not like Magic Mountain or, you know, it's not like big roller coasters, but like kids would come off Pirates, or they would come off of like, you know, Mr. Toad, and just be really emotional.
Yeah.
And there is information available on the Disneyland website that kind of highlights each ride and gives kind of like a rating. But I took that information and my experience and put it in my own words and provided pictures. So this guide is a comprehensive all-in-one space for an overview of every ride and every non-ride attraction for Disneyland and California Adventure. I also include in this guide spots that we like to take a break, where we like to watch fireworks, with all sensory considerations in mind. I have a section on holiday considerations, like just going a couple of weeks ago, like I love to see the purple lights in DCA, like on Buena Vista and through Cars Land, but they're very bright.
Oh, they're overwhelming.
The sounds of Oogie Boogie, you know, can be kind of scary and loud and catch people off guard. And so I really wanted to make that knowledge, you know, make that information like widely available that people could see it. So when they are preparing for their trip with a child or an individual that has sensory sensitivities, that they could be aware, so it wouldn't be triggering to them. Or they could help their older child, like maybe read the guide. Okay, so I know you really want to go on Pirates, but like maybe like read this and get an overview of what the ride is like. Right. Also, one thing, you know, I don't do this, but like there's a lot of really great content out there, you know, point of views on rides. Mm-hmm. Like I would highly encourage families to watch those on YouTube before they go. And that's
what gave me the idea to start doing POVs. So we actually just put up our second one, because I never realized how impactful they could be for this topic.
Yes. So think of my guide as it's in written form. You can print it out. It's digestible. Take it with you. It covers Disneyland, DCA, the 3 hotels, downtown Disney, a section on holiday consideration. And also I added in kind of getting through security and the parking structures. Because although I am not a local and I go all the time and I usually stay inside the Disney bubble, but there are some people that fly into LAX and they stay not near Anaheim and they drive in and they have to park. And then, transitions for kids that are on the spectrum are really hard. You sat in a car for an hour to get to Disneyland. Then you're waiting in the parking structure line. Then now I have to walk and go through security at the parking tram where that line can sometimes be very long. And it's really in a sunny area. There's a million people. Now I got to get on a tram. So it was really kind of breaking down to help people with those transitions, because it's not like you just drive to Disneyland and get out of your car and you're there,
Right. No, there is so much to a trip to Disneyland that some people just don't even realize.
Yeah.
And that's why this is important.
And that's why this is for me. Again, I recommend staying on property. Now, for 2 reasons. One, I travel alone with my kids. I like to stay in the Disneyland bubble. I think there are certain areas outside the parks that are very safe and walking distance is fine, but I'm not super comfortable walking, beyond like Catella and, with my kids alone. Also, not just for a safety factor, but for the fact of we've already walked 20,000 steps in the park, and now I got to walk 2 miles to my hotel.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you're on the spectrum or not. Like, that's going to cause anyone to have an emotional output.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But the main reason, again, is like, we like to stay there because you're within the bubble. It's walking distance to everything. And we always take the monorail. We stay at the Disneyland Hotel. We go through the mobile ordering of food. We talk about what we're going to eat. I pre-mobile order, get on the monorail, and our food's ready. And that takes a little bit of like practice, but and a little bit of strategy. But, when you're talking about like breaks, I always consider that, like, even starting our day, we kind of start slow. We're not a like get up and rope drop and run to every ride.
Yeah.
That causes stress and overwhelm for everyone. Yeah. And honestly, we're not morning people. So I think a lot of what goes into like planning your trip is like, when I talk to families, it's like, okay, so do you guys like to get up early? Are you guys early risers? And then I wouldn't recommend staying until the park closes, but we are a slow morning, a break in the afternoon, and watch fireworks and stay until the park closes.
That's our speed.
But I really just wanted to create this like comprehensive guide so parents could feel prepared in going to Disneyland and really be able to consider everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. And I think that this could be such a great tool for every travel agent out there, every family who has a neuro kid, anybody that, I think most people could benefit from this guide. So how do we find it? Where do we get it?
So thank you. If you want to find the sensory guide, you can click the link in my bio on Instagram and it will take you to the guides. I also have some free resources. And one I would love to send to everyone is really about like DOS. What is DOS? How do you register? Where I feel like I'm not giving out any secrets. Yeah. I'm giving, how I registered and the questions that were asked, and then how to use DOS, because a lot of people, the navigating of the app. So that is a free resource, and I have a tip sheet. The point is like, I'm trying to set people up to succeed, whether you're booking a trip with me or not. Great. If you want to book a trip with me, perfect. But if not, like, I still want to share, because sharing is caring. And also I want people to feel the way that I feel about Disneyland, because it's like, since I was 5 years old, like it really truly is like the happiest place on earth. And it's my favorite place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate so much the attention and the effort and time that you've put into putting this guide together, because like we had said before, like there are so many resources available, but you have to go on a treasure hunt to find it. And if you don't know, you don't know. And so this is super easy for anybody that has a concern, to just go into the guide, look up what you need to know, and it's all laid out, black and white. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that, to make your trip as smooth as possible. So yeah, this is so great. And I'd like to kind of shift gears for this last bit of, do you have like a favorite memory from one of your trips to Disneyland, either with or without your kids? I mean, you're a Disney lover either way, so lay it on us.
So, like, I don't want to like get emotional about it, but I'm like starting to think, like, I was very close with my grandparents. Like, my grandpa was like my favorite person. And I mean, really, like, we would drive in his like 1978 pea soup green truck, like down, like down. And on my website, I have a picture of him sitting outside the Airstream. And it's just like, what I love so much about it is, I think the reason why I love Disneyland is because it always takes me back to those like happy memories. And I mean, he was like 60 years old going on like Big Thunder Mountain,
yes,
and like the Matterhorn, and he always wanted to eat at the Plaza Inn because he wanted to feel like he was eating something like, a good dinner that was going to stick to his bones. Like, and I think like there's so many memories, but they are all around him, and like being in the park and like going on every ride with me while my grandma would like sit and like scout out a parade spot for us and have a big bag where she had snacks and always asked us if we wanted a snack. And, I loved how like his favorite ride was Small World. And, it's just, there's so many memories that I have of him and us together, and, he's not with us anymore. And so I think like my memories, happy memories, are really about him. And now with my kids, it's just like, I'm so excited. Like, I'm going to Oogie Boogie next week with my daughter, and we're doing like a mother-daughter trip.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited. We talked about dressing up, but I was like, we should just not add that stress.
Just get a cute Halloween shirt that get matching shirts, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday on Etsy.
There you go.
First, I have to say this really quick. So the last time we were there, we met some other like Disney content creators at. I was at Trader Sam's because I wanted to buy the Matterhorn tiki mug.
Yeah.
And so I was waiting in line, and then my daughter's like, look at their ears. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And they had the cutest ears. And so I went over and talked to them, and they're like, oh, we got them at Tokyo Disney. Cause it was like Chip and Dale in like little bows.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They're adorable.
So cute. Because my daughter's like, where did they get those? And I want them. So I went over and talked to them, and then we just like totally got to talking, and now follow each other on Instagram. But we were talking about like Inside Out, and my daughter, being in 6th grade, she's very like ennui, and like so on brand with like her dark hair.
Yeah.
And so we talked about her dressing up as ennui, and then I was going to be sadness. And now that I know it's so hot next week, I can't commit to a turtleneck and a blue wig with my glasses. But yes, we bought our t-shirts yesterday.
Amazing.
But other memories, like are really around like my kids and the things that we do. I mean, I think that we are pretty lucky since we are Magic Key holders, and we don't live down the street, but we go quite often. And every time we go, like we do a little bit different things, like and add other things, outside the park or activities. Like we always try to go to Splitsville. My son loves to go bowling, and so we try
such good food. We love Splitsville. Yes, we love Splitsville.
There have been times where we're riding the tram in, and we're like, we should just go to Splitsville first.
Yeah. I mean, we always add in things that are like on our rest days. Also, my son, like we love the water slides at the Disneyland Hotel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, just so many memories. My daughter and I always like to watch all the YouTube videos before we go and make our list of what foods we want to try. And then we talk about those. So, it's just such a special place to me. It really is. And whether it was like from my childhood or now with my kids, or going to grad night, and I remember like being with my high school friends, and it's just always been a place that's brought me like so much joy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you're in good company here. That's for sure. And, thank you so much, not only for being on the show, but also for all the work you put into doing this guide and sharing your resources with everybody. It's super inspiring to see the work that you've done and continue to do to help neurodivergent families. And,
this is something I wish that we had taking my brother when he was
little. Absolutely.
It would have helped so much.
Absolutely. I wish it was something we had when I started kind of recognizing like, hey, this is hard for me.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be looking over the guide and making sure I know everything too. I think I know a little bit, but I don't know as much as you do. Thanks for, if I have one thing to thank you for, it's thank you for allowing everybody to experience the magic of Disneyland equally. That's what's super important, I think, in this conversation is you want everybody to experience the same magic that you do if they have a challenge in their life. So thank you for that. I know that the listeners are going to benefit from the advice. So we encourage everybody to check out Kim on Instagram. We're going to have links down in the descriptions, wherever you're listening, YouTube or on the podcast. But you'll find her at allthingsDisney_Kim. And then NeuroAdventures on YouTube. Please follow and subscribe. It's especially if you have somebody in your family you think would benefit from this. And please share away. We want you to share with everybody. Kim, any parting words?
I just really appreciate you asking, and I thank you so much for all of what you are sharing also. And I think that our love for Disney is something that can go across everyone, whether you're on the spectrum or not. And I think we're sharing, like we said, Disneyland is for everyone. And so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope to meet you in the park.
Oh, you will.
Next
week.
We're going to try and come see you.
She might be too busy next week, but if we can squeeze into your plans, absolutely. But if not, we definitely need to. We're saying this live on the show. It's going to live on the internet forever. We will definitely meet you in person because you are so our people, and we are so appreciative of you.
Oh, well, thank you. And I really appreciate it. And I would say any parting words to any families that are considering going to Disneyland. It is possible. It may look a little bit different, but different isn't bad. And, I'm here to help and be a resource in any way that I can, because I want, like you said, I want everyone to experience that magic.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for joining us. And please, everybody go follow, subscribe, and grab that guide. Kim, thanks so much. And up next, it's Quote of the Week.
It's time for Quote of the Week. Putting words together that last forever. It's Quote of the Week.
Hey, everyone. Walt said, Disneyland is like Alice stepping through the looking glass. To step through the portals of Disneyland will be like entering another world. Now, think about that for a moment. Disneyland to Walt wasn't just a place with rides and shows. It was a doorway, an escape where anyone could leave behind the ordinary and enter the extraordinary. This quote reminds us that when we step through those gates, we're not just entering a theme park, we're entering a world of imagination, adventure, and wonder. I chose this quote today because, let's be honest, we all need that portal sometimes. A place where we can leave behind the worries and stresses of our daily lives and step into something magical. Walt wanted Disneyland to be that place for all of us, just like Alice stepping through the looking glass into a world of endless possibilities. So next time you're there, remember, you're not just walking into a park, you're stepping into a whole new world filled with dreams, stories, and endless imagination. Let's carry that spirit with us this week, finding a little magic in the everyday and stepping through our own looking glasses. Thank you so much for joining us on our adventure. We are so happy that you're here. And I mean that. I'm saying it in a funny way, but I really do appreciate your support. We all do.
Yes.
This has been a lot of fun to put this show together. We love doing the videos in the parks. Like I was saying a few episodes ago, like seeing the parks through a video camera is not the way I wanted to see the parks, but now I'm seeing things that are not so obvious and things I have never seen before. Mm-hmm. I'm paying a lot more attention in the parks, and it's been a lot of fun putting these videos together for you. So please, if you have any comments, questions, stories you want to share with our audience, hit us up at friends@magiconmainstreet.com, or head over to magiconmainstreet.com where you can find links to our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Our Instagram is @magiconmainstreetofficial. Also, please, for exclusive content we're going to be putting up very soon here, you can become a Patreon member, subscriber for as little as $2 a month. You're going to get early access, exclusive content. You'll never have to listen to ads, and you can find out more information at patreon.com/Magic on Main Street. Please subscribe to our podcast, to our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate that, and help us share our content on our Instagram. We're a lot more active than we've ever been in our lives, and we're enjoying putting this content out. I had a video that had 11,000 views on it the other day.
Hi.
So thanks everybody. It's good stuff. It's also because I was calling influencers liars.
Oh, for sure.
It was definitely a viral video. But anyway, please subscribe. It really helps us out, and it allows users who are like-minded individuals to see our content. So yeah, that's very important to us. Share our information with all of the Disney lovers in your lives. So that said, on behalf of Tabitha, Kenzie, Scar, Arthur, and myself, thank you so much for listening to the Magic on Main Street podcast. We'll see you real soon.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Magic on Main Street, just like a churro, you're so sweet. Our time with you is such a treat. Spread the Disney love, thanks for hanging out with us.